Gallahorn.
To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yeller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Go Show, week 5 of the offseason. I'm Fish. As always, I've got Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden, who greets with smoke, Skolful Shaq, and our Captain Keith is in the background doing Keith stuff, getting us set off and running. He'll be joining us shortly. Kwesi's been fired. Let's talk about it. Who's going to step into that role next? Vikings also added some new coaches to the staff. Who are they? I don't know. Who are they? C.J. Ham officially retired, and Justin Jefferson misses Sam Darnold. We're going to go around the Gallahorn with our hot takes, make our purple prophecy predictions, and talk all things Skol. Tonight, we're going to be joined by D. Woods from the Skol State of Mind podcast. But before we jump into all that, let's break this ice. Fellas, you in the chat, how you going to Super Bowl this Sunday? Where you watching? Who you watch with? What you eating? That's the important thing. What you eating?
Well, I know my wife, she's a huge wings eater, so I want to make some homemade wings for the game, stay home with the family. Kids are going to watch those commercials. They love the commercials during the Super Bowl, especially the new movie trailers coming out when you get the Super Bowl spots. But I'm just looking forward to eating a boatload of wings and enjoying that halftime show that's also coming out. So on Turning Point. But yeah, it should be a good time.
How you, Shaq?
For me, I done messed up. I done made wings a week early, so I'm not trying to eat another set of wings. I'm probably still trying to decide on what I'm gonna make. I'm probably gonna just go lazy and get some pizza and some pasta, call it a day, and make sure I got my alcohol cabinet filled up, ready for the game. I'm probably just gonna watch it with some of my old coworkers from when I used to work at Amazon.
I might watch the game. Probably watch the game. I guess I'll watch the game.
Fish, you're gonna watch.
I'm gonna eat tacos. I'm gonna eat tacos regardless.
Never had tacos and football together.
Did I hear Shaq say he can't have wings 2 times in 1 week?
No, I can't. This is how I maintain my weight. I change up my diet. I'm gonna get tired of eating wings again.
Oh my gosh, I could eat wings every day.
Pigs in a blanket.
You could flavor them different rub, different sauce. You can do wings all kinds of different ways.
Yeah.
The biggest question is, are you an all flats guy?
I usually get the whole wings, but for me, it don't matter flats or I don't know what the other one would be called. Was it not drumsticks?
Drumstick.
Oh yeah.
Drums. I'm a drums guy. I mean, I'll eat the flats, no problem. But if I got to choose between them, I like the drums. My favorite bar, they did all drums. Oh man, the best.
I'm not picky. As long as it tastes good, I'll chow down.
That's funny. That's kind of like a big debate, though. Like, I never knew that when I first started eating wings. Like, I knew I like drums more, but I like the flats too. But then, people started asking like, which one do you prefer? I was like, I never even thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing. You're either a flat or a drum person.
The real question is, how do you eat your flats?
So there's nothing left.
You gotta get your tongue up in the center, Shaq. I'm gonna answer your question. You gotta get your tongue up in the center. You gotta take that one piece of meat that's stuck in the center, and you gotta use your tongue to manipulate it out, and then you gotta pull it off. Is that the answer you was looking for, Shaq?
There you go, Fish. You gotta make sure you get on in there.
Vikings After Dark, baby. How you eat them wings?
Oh, we there now? Oh, Shaq definitely sucking all the sauce off.
Yeah, maybe Shaq shouldn't have wings.
No wings.
Oh. So, as Fish said earlier, CJ Ham did officially retire. He spent his whole 9-year career with the Minnesota Vikings, made 2 Pro Bowls with us. He's a undrafted free agent, which seems to be our specialty lately, but before Kwesi, we were still getting some UDFAs up in here. He was a special teams player in 2018. It seems like he was used a lot more before KOC got here. And then he kind of got phased out. And every year that KOC's been here, it's kind of been like, oh, this is the year he gets cut. No, this is the year he gets cut. For sure he's getting cut this year. There's no way he's going to make the roster. They don't even use him. But he was able to hang on every single season. And he decided to hang him up and said it's time for him to go be a soccer dad. And I can respect that. Fish, I know CJ Ham was one of your favorites. How you doing over there?
I'm glad he was given the dignity of being able to retire instead of being cut from his only team. Even me last year, as a man, like, he's one of my favorite humans on the team, right? And last year I was like, well, if we're not going to use him, and we weren't going to use him. And it's unfortunate because, when we did put him on the field in the running game, things look better. Pass protection looked better. All that stuff. Be it here nor there. He's a great human being and a hell of a good football player. And I still think he should have been our tight end 3. And how do I think of him retiring? Attaboy. I don't know if he's on the same level as Klein Saucer, but he's one of the few remaining true fullbacks. And we're going to miss him. We don't know yet. We're going to miss him.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's had double the amount of receptions that he had carries. He had 84 receptions and 42 carries. Do any of you know CJ Ham's real name?
I can honestly say I don't.
Cortez Thaddeus Ham Jr.
I was close. I said Corey.
Hey, you got the first 3 letters.
Corey Ham, the kid called after
Corey James Ham.
Okay, so Cortez Thaddeus Ham Jr. You tell me that J comes from the junior?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure JJ
Okay.
comes from, I think JJ McCarthy's comes from that too.
What's his real name, Shaq?
Jonathan James.
Oh, is it? Okay. I know there's another player on our team who gets their junior from, their extra J from junior. I thought it was JJ. Isn't Snoop's real name Thaddeus?
Yes.
No, it's Brodus.
Oh.
I don't know where Snoop Dogg came from this. What's up, Steve? Resident Packer fan. How you gonna remember CJ Ham in 10 years, Cody? or will you?
As a fullback for the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, I guess with the Walter Payton Awards and all that, I never thought about keeping CJ Ham around the team since KOC got here. Could easily just pushed a tight end in over there into that position to play that position. But for what Fish was saying, as a human being, always being part of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, it's going to be a tough time taking that kind of positivity away from the organization. And how are we going to replace that? Because I've guaranteed he was a locker room guy too. So it's going to be tough to replace that, especially this offseason, a guy of that caliber. So I'm going to miss him for that.
Yeah, I think he's been more of a locker room guy, more than he's been a presence on the football field the past couple of years. And you almost wonder, like, could he become a coach? But I don't know if that's in his plans. It seems like he wants to do more family time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing, like, I think with Harrison Smith. And everyone's like, well, if Harrison Smith doesn't come back, he could be a coach on Brian Flores' staff. Like, I don't think Harrison Smith wants anything to do with football after he's done, at least for a few years. Like, I think he wants to get away from it too. But maybe they come back, they go home for a couple of years. Like, man, these people are always here and they're always talking. So, during the Super Bowl week, there's a lot of interviews going on. And for some reason, Justin Jefferson has been on like every show, getting interviewed by multiple people, and Aaron Jones as well. And both of them have been asked questions about the quarterback in Minnesota. And they both have mentioned that the Vikings should have brought Sam Darnold back. And they felt like you had what you needed here. The players liked him. He did well for us. You should have brought him back, which, okay, maybe that's true. But how do you guys feel that they're coming out and saying that when they have a quarterback at home?
Trade him. Trade him and cut him.
Yeah, it's scary. I don't think J.J. McCarthy ever had that locker room, no matter the praise that he got or the what am I looking for? The motivational speeches from them during the season. That just tells me right there that they haven't even believed in him since he got here.
I mean, like I said, I get it. Like, we all know that, okay, if we had Sam Darnold, we probably would have made the playoffs, and that's fine. I think it's fair to have known that before we even made the change, that there's a good chance that we would have been better off with Sam Darnold, but we were going in a direction of what was supposed to be our franchise quarterback, and that guy is who is here now. I don't know, he's like saying the quiet part out loud. It's like, at least people waited till Kwesi got out the door before they were kind of talking about him.
Yeah. I mean, at least he's speaking facts. I mean, they're both speaking facts, but they're also saying, hey, that's our quarterback too. At the end of the day, we got to keep working with him during the offseason. They know what they need to do for J.J. McCarthy, right? And it's the hindsight thing. Yeah, I get it. It's bittersweet that he's going to the Super Bowl, but he knows that what he has to do as a teammate is to lift McCarthy up also, right? Have McCarthy earn that locker room instead of just pretending like he owns that locker room. He's got to earn it, just like he's going to have to earn this quarterback battle coming into next year.
Yeah, and like Anthony says, now that info is out, it kills the locker room, and I agree with that. I honestly feel like, for as great as a teammate as Justin Jefferson is, I felt that was a bad teammate. Like, you're literally throwing your quarterback under the bus. Like, you're not saying like, oh yeah, we do miss Sam Darnold, and we wish him the best going forward. It's like, no, if we had Sam Darnold, we would have been better. And then he even went on to say, we had Daniel Jones in the building too. Like, look what he did with New York. Like, he could have been here. And he said Aaron Rodgers. That's another one that was interesting. Like, he's throwing out all these quarterbacks that he could have had. And I get it. But to go out there on national TV and to be saying that, like, that's not a good teammate.
Hey,
and I know Justin Jefferson is a good teammate. I'm not saying that in the whole, but in these instances, he's not.
Maybe he's not. Wait, maybe he's just not.
You get critiques at the end of the year, and he's getting a critique right now. J.J. McCarthy is. What's he going to do with it? Well, you should probably get better with that critique. I don't think it's a bad teammate, whatever, or anything like that. I think it's the critique, right? Here's what you did good. Here's what we did bad, right? You're not a good quarterback right now. We gave you your praise.
Yeah, he can go ahead and have that conversation in the locker room with him, not on national TV.
Have it on national TV.
No, that's a bad teammate.
All right.
Yeah, maybe he's not a good teammate. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe he's just not. Maybe he was a good teammate when he was, catching 1,500 yards and he was happy. But all of a sudden, he's got to be better. Hey, JJ, stop dropping the passes that are hitting you in the hands, okay? And I'm talking about Jets. Stop dropping the passes that are hitting you in the hand. Take care of your own house. You were not great this year. I'm sorry. You were not great.
What are your thoughts, Shaq?
They pretty much saying what I've been saying since last year. Bring back Sam Darnold for the 3-year contract. This year would have been him starting, and then next year, it would have been a competition between him and JJ McCarthy, because we threw JJ McCarthy to the Wolves coming off a season-ending injury, and we expected him to take us to the playoffs, having basically no chemistry with the team, but one full all season. So it's kind of like the team expected where the team is and where JJ McCarthy is not on the same page. So it's kind of like, man, I'm pretty sure all the players in that locker room felt like if we had Sam Darnold, we could have been in the playoffs still, and we might have had a chance to be in the Super Bowl. But hindsight is always 20/20. So my only question is, did they say this about Kirk Cousins when he left and we got Sam Darnold? Damn straight they didn't say that shit about Kirk Cousins. Fuck Kirk Cousins.
But how do you feel that they are saying that? Like, what do you think that's doing for this team? Or it's not a big deal?
It's tough love. Like, JJ McCarthy, deep down inside, knows he was not good at all this year. He knows that he let this team down, and so
he needs the leader of the team telling him that in national TV, even though he already knows it.
Yeah, extra motivation. He's what you call it?
Wait a minute, Shaq. Hold on just a second. Yes, they did say that shit when Kirk Cousins, to a man almost, except for you. We were all like, this is going to be a down year with Sam Darnold. He's a bust. He ain't no good. He sees ghosts, yada, yada, yada. National prognosticators were picking us to place fourth in the division. It was a surprise for us to win that many games and be competing for the division at the end. Everybody was shocked. So, yes, they were talking about how we were going to have a down year with Sam Darnold as our starting QB.
Well,
and then when it was, it's a bet toss-up in spring training between him.
And after the season, like they're saying right now. They didn't say if they would have had Kirk, they would have done better.
Oh. Weren't they?
Nah, we smacked the shit out of Kirk. We got his ass benched.
And then it wasn't just Justin Jefferson. Aaron Jones, he said the same thing, that, they would have been better with Sam Darnold. And, when you have a quarterback who plays well and who the players, gel with, you should keep that guy around. And I get it. Like, what he's saying, it's true stuff. But you're really throwing your quarterback under the bus. And then they brought up Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Jones. And they started talking about that. And they asked Aaron Jones, where do you think Aaron Rodgers should play next year? He said, Minnesota. That's throwing your quarterback under the bus.
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. Does that mean Aaron Rodgers is coming to Minnesota?
He could. I'm not saying he's not.
That's more important information than how JJ McCarthy feelings is right now.
Someone's coming to Minnesota, because I think those two players knew that someone's coming to Minnesota to play the quarterback.
Look, Aaron Jones is 0 for 1 on his predictions so far.
Oh, okay. All in all, they did say JJ McCarthy is the quarterback, and we ride with JJ. So they did kind of say, no matter what, he's the guy.
But you got two of the leaders on the team, two captains on the team, basically calling you out on national TV during Super Bowl week.
Tough pill to swallow it.
do better, and he will.
Then they'll praise you on national TV about how much better you are over 1 year, how you took the Minnesota Vikings to the Super Bowl. It's criticism. Take it.
I just don't think that's the place for the criticism.
Mm-hmm. I think the inmates kind of broke out of the asylum for a second with Kwesi firing. Just like, screw it. Free for all.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what this does. Like this offseason, like people were saying this is going to be an interesting offseason for the Vikings a few weeks ago. And I was like, you know what? I really don't think it is. I think it's going to be pretty calm. No, it's not. It's going to be a crazy offseason.
These are the days of our lives.
I think it's going to linger into the season too, and it's not going to be good.
It's going to be ugly.
I mean, if that does, then there's going to be more firings.
Oh, yeah.
And before we get into that, though, let's go ahead and bring on our guest for tonight. We got D Woods from the Skol State of Mind podcast. What's up, D Woods?
What up, D?
What's good, fellas? What's good? What's good? What's going on, y'all? Sorry about the lateness, California traffic. It is what it is, man.
I understand that.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What we on? We talking about the Diana Ricci stuff and how people feeling that McCarthy's being thrown under the bus. That's what we on right now.
Pretty much.
No, we were just kind of talking about JJ McCarthy and Aaron Jones, how they were making comments about how they should have kept Sam Darnold and they would have been better with Sam Darnold, and even saying, the Aaron Rodgers should consider Minnesota next year. So it's just kind of like I get it. Like they can think that and have those conversations privately. I just kind of have a problem with them coming out in the public and the national media saying that stuff.
So you got to think about it like this, especially the Aaron Jones piece, right? They asked Aaron Jones about Aaron Rodgers because, for one, Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers played together, right? Yeah. So they have that relationship, and Jones isn't going to say anything that's going to be like controversial towards Aaron because that's his guy. But at the same time, when they speaking on Sam, how I look at it like that is, even though they only spent 1 year with Sam, where are they at right now? Where are these interviews being held? Radio Row at the Super Bowl, right? Who's in the Super Bowl? Sam. So the last thing you want to do, even if you feel in some type of way and you want to big up, your guy, that's your quarterback, you still want to give Sam some kind of like, hey, we got you. I'm happy you here too. I just don't really like play too much into it because it's Radio Row, man. You're gonna get a lot of people sticking microphones in your face around this time. I just don't really take it out of context. Like what he's saying is real. Like they probably would have won a couple of more games with Sam Darnold, but at the same time, will we be in the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold right now? That's the real question.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No, right.
I get that. And they like you said, they can give him his big ups. Like, hey, I'm happy for Sam Darnold. He's doing his thing. He played, good for us. But to go out there and say like, oh yeah, we'd be playing better with him, and then he went on to say we'd be playing better with Daniel Jones, we'd be playing better with Aaron Rodgers. That would have been a dream come true. Aaron Jones out there saying, yeah, he should give his man props. That is his man. But then they asked him where does Aaron Rodgers play next year. He says Minnesota.
We don't even know if Aaron Jones is going to be on this team next year.
Don't, but
I'm just like,
what?
Like I just don't really like. It's Radio Row. I'm just not really like buying it.
I know, but the fact that we don't know if he's going to be on this team is even a bigger reason why he shouldn't be throwing rocks.
True. I get that. I just look at it as this Radio Row, like tempers and everything is a little bit different because the general manager just been fired, and it's a whole lot more going on, with the franchise, with the players, with the coaches in the front office. I just think like sometimes, when you constantly stick microphones in, people's faces, like they just say whatever, like. Now we talking about this, and then we ain't talking about holding Kevin O'Connell accountable for his bad play calling all season. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just a constant change of the narrative, and we keep moving like the goalposts of what we really should be talking about. That's why I'm like in all honesty, like I don't really care because Justin Jefferson ain't going nowhere. Aaron Jones might be cut in the next couple of weeks, so it's kind of like for me, it's like, hey, we gotta get back to business, bro.
Yeah.
For real, like
captains of the team are throwing your quarterback under the bus. Your active quarterback under the bus is being thrown. Your active quarterback is being thrown under the bus by a captain of the team.
It's not under the bus.
It's not really under the bus.
The toy car you buy your kids, that little red car. That's what they did. They threw him under that.
Because he went on to say, during that Diana Ricci piece where he went on to say, like, at the end, basically he started talking about, like, you seen McCarthy make all the throws, like you seen, like he started bigging them up because I feel like he knew, like, he kind of bit his tongue a little bit and then, you know, tried to dial it back. But I'm just not buying it, man. It is what it is. It's all the off season, man. They mad because Sam is there, they're not, but it's just all fluff for me.
I know one thing for certain now. I damn sure want us to be on Hard Knocks this offseason.
Mm-hmm. Hey, for real. We've never been on Hard Knocks.
And if you
I want to see this.
Yeah.
If I'm JJ McCarthy and I can't take, and let's say he can't take any of this criticism coming from the media, he's not a true National Football League quarterback. I'm sorry.
He's not. It's not coming from the media. It's coming from the. I'm not saying that he can't take it. I'm not saying that at all. I actually think he can take it. I'm just saying it's a bad look for Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones to be doing that. I'm not saying that he can't take it.
I think McCarthy's straight. I don't think McCarthy's worried about the situation of what they're saying. Whatever's being said right now, you know, with these reporters and that's coming to light, you know, on Radio Row through the media, these guys probably have that conversation. And if you look at McCarthy at the end of the day, he still won 6 games. And, you know, it's like, I just think like it's a nothing burger for me. Like, I'm not really worried about it. I'm not. Well, the whole situation, what we should be worried about is this. If Kevin O'Connell is going to go out there and get another quarterback to start over McCarthy, and we still end up in the same situation in the offseason talking on this panel about the Vikings not making the playoffs again.
I think my problem with it is this. It's coming on the heels of all the rumors after Kwesi being fired. All those rumors that came out where it was like, KOC didn't really want him. KOC wanted Drake May. So, you know, it's coming on the heels of that. And it's cumulative. And I'm going to use that word more than once tonight, where, man, he's going to see, maybe there's doubt creeping in. Is that really a rumor if Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones are saying stuff like this too on live camera? There ain't no rumor here. They're saying it. We'd have been better with Sam Darnold. We'd have been better with Daniel Jones. We'd have been better with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying it looks like we're a damn shit show of an organization right now. Overall. All those years we heard about, it's the perfect landing spot. The organization is so well run. And all of a sudden it's like, by God, we're a bunch of can't say it, sorry. But you get my point.
I get you.
I don't want to say that R word.
Moving on. Let's go ahead and introduce you, D Woods. I think there are a lot of people in the chat already know who you are, but there might be a few out there who don't. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, about your show, and how did you become a Vikings fan?
All right. So first off, we're going to start off with me becoming a Viking fan. It's weird now because me being older and now we got the Rams and the Chargers back in LA. And a lot of people out there look at me like when they say you're a Viking fan, they look at you crazy like, oh, why are you not a Rams or Chargers fan? Well, when I was growing up, we didn't have a team. There wasn't a team in LA. So basically you had to like figure it out. That's why a lot of people around my age are Niners fans, Cowboy fans, Raider fans, stuff like that. I just chose the Vikings. Randy Moss, Cole Pepper, Robert Smith, like all those guys. It's like I just really like dialed into that. To go with my show, what my show is about. My show is basically like I call this Skol State of Mind like for a reason. And if you guys are hip hop fans, I'm a big Nas fan. The NY State of Mind situation, and I always feel like some of the topics that aren't talked about, you know, throughout the media or through podcasters or whatever. I just want to give some people a different alternative of thinking about the situation because I feel like it's way more nuanced to certain situations than just it being like black and white. And that's kind of why I named it that. And that's kind of why sometimes like I really feel like 90% of the time I'm not wrong. I'm just early. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, the Rams were still here before they went to St. Louis. But my dad was a Viking fan, so I didn't stand a chance. I'm like, now thinking like, Dad, I could have 2 Super Bowls right now. But I guess the chase.
Yeah, my pops is a big time Raider fan. I was just like, I'm cool on them. Like I ain't trying to be a criminal right now. I'm good.
All right. So, aside from the miracle, what would you say is your favorite Vikings moment?
Man, I would say that favorite Vikings moment or favorite Vikings play. Which one?
Moment.
The same thing. I would say my all-time favorite play is the Randy Moss flip back for the touchdown. Like that shit was like, yeah, that was one of them ones. I mean, the Minnesota Miracle is like, it's up there. I don't know if y'all like heard me talk about this before. Like, I never seen it live. I only saw the replay because I was already like soaking, and because I thought they had lost that game already. And we threw it. I was already in the hallway, like, man, this is like we done. So I'm never going to put that one up there. But I said the Randy Moss flip back. Like, that's probably my favorite play.
We like that play too, don't we, Keith?
Oh yeah.
We've got an alternative view of that.
A TikTok of that one where we got one where he goes to throw it back, and then we got Fish's dog catching the football.
Oh,
and then even Burger King used that. They had, the King.
Yeah.
Too.
All right. So, what do you grew up in the Moss, Carter, Robert Smith kind of era of football? That's what made you a Vikings fan. I want to dig a little deeper into your fandom, right? Without naming Moss, Jefferson, AP, Randall, or Chris Carter, or Robert Smith, who was your favorite Vikings player? Not those names.
EJ Henderson, Xavier Rhodes. I'm still a Dickens guy. We go back to like the '98 Moss era. I'm gonna say all the running backs, even if Michael Bennett broke his leg every year. Ontario Smith, Mawele Moore, Jim Kleinsaucer. Who else? Oh shit, Vasante Shenko. I thought he was one of the best tight ends in the game when he was playing for the Vikings.
Especially with Favre.
Who else? I mean, I must try to go on defense a little bit more. The Williams wall, of course, you gotta say them. It's a lot. It's a lot. So many great players have come through Minnesota, man. It's a lot. Be a trade or they drafted them. Like, yeah.
Oh, Rakib Ishmael, someone says in the chat.
Okay. So I'll be a little bit lighter than Cody. This is going to tell me everything I need to know about you, D Woods. What's your favorite uniform?
I like the retro OG ones better. Like I like those better. Like those are my favorite ones right now. Like the color rush one, I just wish the color rush was yellow, not purple. Because that would be a better color rush situation. Not the purple, not like I just don't understand that one. But the OG ones those probably my favorite ones. I hate the ones that Jared Allen had with the shit down the leg, like them are ugly. But yeah, those.
Yeah, I like the '98 Cunningham ones, Moss rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like the whiteout ones. I said to the comments that I don't even like the whiteout ones. I like the whiteout ones when they play, but when you actually try like to buy the jersey, it doesn't even look the same. So
Sounder?
Yeah. I'm waiting on y'all, man.
Oh, my bad. So my question for you, D Woods, though, is this all season, Minnesota seems to have a lot of issues. What's one of the biggest things you feel like Minnesota Vikings need to address this all season so we can get to the next level?
They need to figure out who's making decisions, and they need to have one vision and one plan, and they need to get rid of this whole collaborative effort situation, because you can see like that's why you have a lot of infighting, because I feel like there's way too many cooks in the kitchen. And I think like for this organization to be strong and to actually like go in the right direction, they need to like, I know we haven't got to the GM situation yet, but they got to have somebody that's like, that's the guy. Like, all right, he's the boss. Everybody fall in line. This is what we're going to do. This is the plan. We're not going to deviate on the plan just in case it's not an emergency or whatever. And that's what they got to do. Like, they have to figure out leadership first. And I don't think it starts with Kevin O'Connell. I don't even think it starts with the people in the front office. I think it actually starts with the Wilfs. Like, they have to like put the hammer down. Like, they really have to do that. And that's why, we dealing with the same situations that we've been dealing with the past, 25 years. And I mean, I asked this question over and over again. If you look at what we're dealing with right now with Kwesi being fired and Kevin O'Connell, it's kind of similar to the whole Mike Zimmer, Rick Spillman situation. We going through the whole situation all over again, and that's all lack of vision and lack of focus, lack of one person like making decisions. That's just how I see it.
You said to get away from the collaborative thing, we did fire the GM, right? And we're going into the draft. How collaborative is it really going to be now with all these chiefs in the office? I mean, and the new assistant head coach,
Yeah,
operations manager, all these crazy things. Rob Brzezinski, O'Connell, Flores, like how it's going to be really collaborative this draft.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's going to get worse. That's like kind of why like people, you don't really blame Kwesi for anything. It's like I just see this team like take a lot of like whiffs on certain situations, and it's like not having that one vision or hey, in the draft we got to go get X, Y, and Z. You got too many people that have their hand in certain situations. Like I don't know if y'all saw the report about Kevin O'Connell and the coaching staff, doing way more with scouting after the 22 season. And if you look at that, you can tell you why they drafted Ty Felton in the 3rd round when they could have drafted Trevion Henderson. You get what I'm saying? That's Keenan McCardell basically pounding the table for wanting to get his guy. Oh, they traded up for Dallas Turner because Brian Flores wanted to get his guy. Like that's like you can't do that as an organization. You have to have a vision and a plan. Like that's why people tell you like when you're starting a business, the first thing they tell you is write a business plan so you can follow that and go through it, and that way you can kind of like pick out the pieces and you can like have that groundwork. Like the Vikings don't have that, and that's why they keep missing, bro. Like that's just how I see it. It's gonna be complete chaos. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like with us having the 4th place schedule, we're gonna benefit from that, and probably win more games and probably make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, like y'all got to ask the question: do we see this team with the current structure that it is in the front office and the coaching staff and the players that's on the roster? Are we ever gonna make some noise like in the postseason? Because that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Last one for you. Do you think it because Kevin O'Connell had their hands in the business, Flores had his hands in the business during draft? Do you think that was because of Kwesi's 2022 draft?
I think this is how I look at it. I'm gonna give y'all this is the Skol state of mind type part of me. If you look at the Minnesota Vikings, right? The Minnesota Vikings have never hired. Shaq noticed because you heard me say this before. The Minnesota Vikings have never hired a general manager that had outside experience. And what I mean by outside experience, they never hired anybody that was a general manager prior to becoming a general manager for the Minnesota Vikings. And if you look at the coaching, they've never hired a coach that had prior experience outside of the Minnesota Vikings. They either promoted within or they always go out and get, a first-time head coach. And when you do that self-consciously, what you do is you basically make a person feel like you're doing them a favor because you're giving them a first time as of being a head coach or a first time being a GM. And to go back to what you said about like having Flores and all these other guys, like that's the problem. Like is no real experience. Everybody's grasping at straws, man. And that's like it's so much dysfunction and is deteriorating from the inside, man. Like you can
I honestly agree with that, D Woods, where I think there needs to be a GM that's going to say, hey, me and the scouting crew, we're going to pick these people out for you. And your job, KOC and B-Flow and all the rest of you, is to go out and win games with the people we present to you. Do your job.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how it has to be. Like if you look at like right now, you got Grigson as the interim, GM right now, right? I think he's basically auditioning for the job. That's probably why he hired this new guy to take over his role because he's probably going to get that role. And that's the same reason how Spillman got the job. He got promoted from out of the triangle of authority to the GM role because they made a mistake with giving Childress too much power, which is the same mistake they're making right now with giving Kevin O'Connell too much power. like it's just repeating the cycle over and over again, man. It's like me personally, I would just blew this whole thing up off season, started over, brought a new GM, brought a new coaching scheme, and like went from there because it's like you're just putting a band-aid on the situation, man. Like it's not looking good.
So I need to know, where are you on the JJ McCarthy debate? Because like, there's not too much in the middle. It's like you're either for him or you're not for him. It seems like.
I think JJ McCarthy's gonna be a stud, man. Like I got high house for him. Like he only played 10 games. He showed a He showed a lot of flashes. The big thing with me with McCarthy is that he can't stay healthy consistently. I don't know if this just was this season or this is something that he's going to have like for the rest of his career. But like I'm all in on McCarthy. I think like the best case scenario, in my opinion, would be propping McCarthy up and doing everything you can to develop him to be that quarterback. Because if you go anywhere else, it's like what you're going to do. You like, are we winning the Super Bowl with Mac Jones? Are we winning the Super Bowl with Malik Willis? No, we're not. Like Kevin O'Connell.
I don't know, but I think you just made turn on Golden Girls. He was with you. He was with you. And now he's like, oh no.
No, I mean, like, I just look at it like this though, right? If you think about the Vikings, I talked about the coaching staff, right? I talked about the front office. When we look at the quarterbacks, we always get mercenary quarterbacks. When was the last time we drafted a quarterback and developed them and like stayed and let it pan out? When was the last time?
Yeah. Culpepper,
that was it. We really don't know what happened, what we had with Bridgewater because he got hurt. Christian Partner couldn't play. So it's like, we can't give up on McCarthy right now. The kid only played 10 games. I would say after this season, if he doesn't stay healthy or if he doesn't show that he can be the starting quarterback, then you move on. But you can't move on from him right now. Like, it'd be a waste of time. Like, what you draft him for?
That's a good point.
So I want to step in and take some credit for something because obviously the Wolves watch our show. Because last Thursday night, I will soon famously have said, I just want a little bit of that impatience from our ownership. And the next day, they fired Kwesi. You know, what's your thoughts on the timing of this, fellas? I mean, like, it's kind of around the horn. You know, we're a few weeks out. It's right before the Super Bowl. They say that they're going to hold off on hiring. They're kind of putting things into place just to get us to the draft, which is a little over 2 months away. So what's your thought? Like, how does that read in your minds, the timing?
Sam Darnold made it to the Super Bowl. Like, let's just be real. Sam Darnold made it to the Super Bowl, and somebody in the front office or ownership panicked, and now they want to ask questions. And that's just what I'm saying about people not having a vision and staying with it. You knew Sam Darnold was going to be a rental anyway. You knew that. But now that he's in the Super Bowl, it changed your whole perspective on the situation. If you was going to fire Kwesi, you shouldn't have fired him when we were 4-8. Shouldn't have fired him then. That way you could have had way more time to look for another GM. But now you're going to tell us that you're not looking for one because we got too many things. Like, nah, make the phone call. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just setting up that Robert Zinsky is going to be the GM. Like, that's just what they're doing right now. And it's just like, it just keeps showing way more dysfunction because they don't have a viable plan. Like, they don't. Like, Kwesi, I get it. He wasn't good with his first draft. I don't really want to put the other drafts on him because you can kind of see now with all the reports coming out that he wasn't really doing all that. Was he just a liaison or just the face to come, to the interviews? We don't know. But at the same time, it's like, if he was going to do it, he shouldn't have did it a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought it was dumb to fire Kwesi. I mean, his drafts and whatever happens in the draft, I thought it was dumb on the timing of firing Kwesi when it happened. They should have waited out until the 2027 draft, right? So that way, okay, if McCarthy isn't it this year, then you can fire both Kevin O'Connell and the GM, right? And that being said, usually when a new GM comes in and a new head coach comes in, right, a new quarterback also gets selected in that draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it would. I don't get it why they fired him this year if they thought McCarthy was bad, because the quarterback class is not strong this year, but it is really strong in 2027. So that is something to think about heading into that 2027.
And no, Cody, if he's bad and he plays the whole season, wouldn't you want that, like from a front office? Because now you're picking higher in the draft for that 2027 draft that has way more quarterbacks at the top. You basically don't have the same situation you had when you drafted McCarthy, where you're trying to trade up. Now you don't have to trade up because you're already there. Because if we lose,
I don't know, man, that kind of exploded in our face this year because we had some really bad quarterback play at times.
It was horrible.
And we still went 9-8. I think one of the things is perception is reality, and we all saw it unfold. Oh, we fired him. He's down in Mobile, Alabama, scouting out the Senior Bowl.
dirty.
Oh, and while he's out of town, we're going to gather everybody around and interview him about what's going.
Yeah.
And then we fire him, and then the Wilfs didn't control the narrative. That Mark gave a press conference saying we fired him, but then all this stuff comes out, and there's nothing to really set it straight from the organization. And so now, we don't have a general manager until the draft. We're doing more of this collaboration bullshit with our cap specialist leading the charge. Cap specialist is going to lead the charge on personnel.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Like how does that look, right? Like, even if you fire Kwesi right now, like we have maybe like a month or two before the draft, you can make a call and bring somebody in as a GM. You can do that. Like, why do you got to go with Brzezinski to go through the draft, free agency, and then you're gonna go get a GM? And if you really think about it in all reality, a GM that has experience, do they really want to come here? What GM wants to come here to where, look at how you treated the last guy that left. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Now you got Brzezinski, who you really want to have the job. And what am I coming there doing? Am I coming there just to be a funky too? And when things go wrong, I get fired? Like, I might not want to come to Minnesota. Might not be the job for everybody.
I think it's the exact opposite of that, because I think Kwesi got at least one more year than he may have gotten in other places with the way things have gone down, especially with the drafts and not having a lot of success. And so I think you look at that, like, they gave him a chance. Like, they gave him the whole 4 years of his contract. Yeah, they gave him the extension, so now he's getting paid after he got fired, because that money's guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed. And I don't think you're coming in to be a patsy. If you're not involved in that draft, and this draft ends up sucking, and these players end up being bust, that's not on you. You're escape free. Like, that wasn't me. So, like, you're getting 1 year free pass as a GM. So if you're a new GM, it's your first year, you're kind of getting a chance to kind of learn things and not have to make a mistake of, taking the number 12 pick and trading down to number 31 and taking a guy that never sees the field. Like, you're getting a pass year one.
It's way more to it than that 22 draft. I just look at it like this, though, right? Ed Ingram is probably going to be the highest touted guard this year. He's going to command probably about like 14 to 15 million, in the offseason. If he stays
still cheaper than Will Price.
Yeah. If the Vikings and has the season that he had, this year, with the Texans, we might look at that draft a little bit different. Like, if the trade that Andrew Booth, with the trade him going to Dallas, and the Vikings getting Noshawn Wright, but Flores couldn't have him see the field, we look at that draft a little bit different, because that's draft capital that you might have whiffed on that you actually made a little bit better. I just think, like, at the end of the day, man, like, all this Kwesi blame and stuff like that, like, we really got to start blaming these coaches for not developing these players, because if you look at, like, outside of the 22 draft, we already know now that the coaches was the one asking for these players. And if you're asking for certain players and you get them on the roster and you still can't develop them, that's on you. Like, that's on you. Like, look at the offensive line for example. I've been talking about this for the past 3 seasons. The long developing plays down the field make these offensive linemen look bad. They do, because they have to hold their blocks way too long. And there's no coincidence that you got Gary Bradbury playing in the Super Bowl where he hasn't missed not one game and he has not given up one sack. Like, let's talk like we can talk about Kwesi, about the drafts, and about some situations a lot, but we really got to start holding these coaches accountable, bro. Like, we really got to think about it, like, from that standpoint with the coaches, man. Coaches are the ones who was asking for these players. They get these players and then they're not playing them. Like what are we doing here?
So, kind of getting back to, there was a lot of rumors that came out about the tensions were spilling out between Kwesi, of course, he's named, and key members of the coaching staff who are questioning his experience to do the job. And the owner's initial conversations were with several members of the organization. It revealed serious concerns about Kwesi's name ceiling up, given the overall body of work. And of course, I agree with this. Team sources said, but no changes were announced, leading to a belief that the general manager is going to be retained. And then discussions over the span of weeks and concerns regarding his leadership and the organization's direction had become more pronounced, and ultimately they were impossible to dismiss. So in the end, the owners felt they needed someone who could lead with more experience and develop an accepted consensus. One of these members had to be KOC, right?
Exactly. And it's no coincidence that when I wake up this morning, I see a report in an interview from Tom Paracello where he's talking about how there was no rift between Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, and him and Kevin O'Connell are really friends and stuff like that. You're doing that because you want to this damage control now. Too much has gotten out the building, and now people are starting to question you as the head coach and what you and the role you played in this whole situation. And now you want to dial it back and say, "Oh no, we're cool. We were friends." Like, where's that coming from? Like, I just want you guys to think about like a lot of stuff that's been coming out through the media. It ain't been coming through the media to Kwesi. If let's say Kevin O'Connell soured on McCarthy, right? Who you think put out the report that Max Brosmer was going to be the guy? You think it was Kwesi? You think
Kwesi said it? Kwesi said it though.
Kwesi said it to help Kevin O'Connell. But look at it though, right? Then when Max Brosmer played, the narrative changed. Like, you got to really start thinking about who's talking to the media with all these reports. That's Kevin O'Connell, bro. It ain't nobody else.
I don't know about that. I don't know if there's. I mean, no, I definitely think Kevin O'Connell is one of the people that was going and talking and had issues and concerns about, can we win with this guy as our general manager? I definitely think that was something, and that had to come from a place of maybe he felt he wasn't being listened to. But I also think it was Brian Flores. That's why Brian Flores didn't sign that contract during last offseason, because he could sign a contract here and he could still go be a head coach the next day. Like, that doesn't prevent him from going to be a head coach, but if he's not seeing the direction of this team and the leadership, then he probably got questions too. They don't got one starter on that team from the draft in the 4 years on the defensive side of the ball.
Who fault is that?
Kwesi's.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's got to be.
He's the one that makes decisions.
That is weird. Like, what if there was a rift between Flores and Kwesi? Because who signs the coaches? Who picks the coaches? It's the GM, right? The GM picks his coaches he wants. We didn't learn about Flores's signing until, was it after Kwesi was fired, right? Did Kwesi want B-Flow back?
I don't know if B-Flow wanted to come back with Kwesi, so
I don't think it's I just think everybody's trying to position themselves to get what they want. And
or did B-Flow get reassurances? Hey, we're about to make a move on him. Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and sign with you. I'll go ahead and sign back.
Y'all want me to be real fish? How I see it, Brian Flores made the play for himself. Like, Brian Flores knows damn well he's probably not going to get a head coaching job anytime soon. That's why he keeps getting passed up. The Mike Pitney interview that happened the week before everything blew up kind of shined the light on what's really going on with Brian Flores. He's hard to deal with. Nobody wants to work with him like that, regardless of his defense being great and him having a top 10 defense the past 3 seasons. That's good, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't work with anybody. And that's what's being said. That was said in Miami, and that's what's really said about all the ex-Belichick coaches, if you think about it. So Flores made the play for himself because he really wanted a head coaching job. And once he got to the point to where he knew he wasn't going to get it, he took the interview with DC to basically jack the price up. That's all he did. Like, he wanted to do it for himself. And that's just why we got to look at these coaches from a different standpoint. They were the ones making decisions. Kwesi was the one putting the name on the board.
It's just weird that he took the DC interview with Washington, DC, right? It was just for the defense coordinator.
Yeah.
While Kwesi was still here.
Exactly.
There's rumors floating around, hey, Dallas could want him for DC. Like, we're talking a lateral transfer for him moving to DC, and he didn't sign until Kwesi was gone and fired. That's when he's like, okay, yeah, I'm coming back. That's just weird.
At the time, I think we were speculating that the rift was between B-Flow and KOC, though.
I think there's a rift between all of them. But you said Flores signed. I think Flores signed before Kwesi got fired.
He did, but I think the wheels might have already been in motion. Let some reassurances that Patton won't be here and Kwesi won't be here. I don't think he wanted to work with either of them. And like Kwesi, B-Flow, he shouted out like, "Oh yeah, it's been a great time here with KOC. I love Minnesota. I love the Wills." He never said I love Kwesi.
He don't have to. I mean,
okay, he doesn't have to because he doesn't. Because he doesn't.
So
why would he say it? Why would he say it?
Man, I just think when you want to paint a narrative or you want to throw a guy under the bus, you're gonna pick out everything that you feel like is gonna like support that situation. I just really feel that B-Flow knew he played himself. B-Flow bet on himself. He didn't sign the contract because he wanted to be a head coach. Once he really got word that nobody was going to hire him as a head coach, then he wanted to like make a play, go to DC, and I mean Washington, DC, go to DC and interview for that job. And basically that wasn't going to work out because they hired Daronte Jones because he's easier to deal with.
That's why he went there. That interview wasn't even for him. There was no way he was going to go be a DC under a defensive-minded head coach. That was never in the cards. He was there to talk
and the
about
word on the and the word on the street was from Kwesi. Actually, there's a contract sitting right there waiting for him to sign it. So I don't know that he I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't know that he necessarily jacked up the price. But I'm just saying there was a contract on the desk saying, B-Flow, whenever you're ready, sign it. From the words of Kwesi himself.
But you got to go get an offer somewhere else, though. If you want to come back to a team and you want to say you want to command, let's say $8 million, whatever, right? You got to see if another team is going to offer you anything close. And that's what he did. He went to Washington and had that interview. And I think that's what made the Wills shock. Like, oh my God, he might take a lot of remove. And they jumped and they overpaid. That's what happened.
I don't know that they overpaid.
Do you all think Kwesi knew he was getting fired? That was it Friday when he was at the Senior Bowl? Like he knew beforehand? Or
my ass wouldn't have been in Alabama of all places if I knew I was getting ready to get fired.
Well, was that a dirty move on the?
It was a dirty move. Like I wanted a new GM. I'm glad they tried something different. They brought an analytical guy. That's the hot thing. I thought, okay, this is cool. And he came from like I know he's with the Browns latest, but he was with the 49ers and they had success. I was like, okay, this is cool. We're trying something. And they didn't bail on it after 1 year. That's cool. Like I was down for that. But after 4 years, I was ready to move on to a different GM. But the way they did it, man, no, I don't agree with it at all. Like it was like, what was it? Casino or no Goodfellas? When you think you're about to go be a made man, and now they're going to whack you.
Yeah, like, hey man, did you get the email about the meeting? No, I'll be in Mobile. What meeting? Like
yes, like they were meeting with everybody, and Kwesi's meeting was Tuesday at 9 a.m. But he was in Mobile. Yeah, he missed his meeting.
But let me ask you,
I definitely think that wasn't handled great.
With the current structure, Brzezinski, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores. Like, what do you see this team doing next season? Like where do you see it?
Getting our ass kicked.
No, I don't. I think so. We assume that KOC and Brian Flores are going to have all this power in the draft and this roster construction. We don't know that for a fact. But if that is the case, then KOC's ass is on the hot seat, and he's going to sink or swim with his decisions. And I'm kind of cool with that.
I just think like we're really going to see the soap opera spill over this season, because now like the shield of Kwesi not being there, like of knowing that you have a fall guy, like you're gonna see stuff that we never thought we would see before.
But you want Kwesi gone, right? Because you want somebody that's got a plan that's going to stick to it and not just be this collaboration. Like you're saying he's picking guys that B-Flow wants, he's picking guys that KOC wants. No, you want a GM that's going to take command.
Yeah,
doing that. So it's okay that we moved on because maybe the Wills want that too. Maybe the Wills want that too.
Kwesi moving on. I'm cool with that. I just was more upset about how they did it when they did it, and then how the media tried to portray him that everything was on him. Like that's what pissed me off, because I know damn well Kevin O'Connell, like the quarterback situation, right? You can't say Kevin O'Connell's a quarterback killer and everybody goes through Kevin O'Connell when it's concerning the quarterback for this team. But then when you make a decision on McCarthy or Sam Darnold, now it's not your decision. Like, nah, bro, you cherry picking. And I just felt like you wouldn't even have a situation if the Wills were, had more of a vision for their team. They shouldn't just blew it up. They could have just think about it, man. Like we'd be in a better position right now. We'd be a little bit more happier if we talking about, hey, Harbaugh's the new coach, or Sean McDermott's up here right now. Like this whole situation is like leading to nothing. It's leading to baby going to the playoffs and losing again.
Successful season.
That's not a successful season to me.
Thank you.
I'm a Laker fan.
Yeah, losing the first round of playoffs, that's not a successful season to anybody, Cody.
It's not successful, man. It's not good. And that's just why I keep going back with the whole Zimmer Spellman situation, right? Mike Zimmer got fired because he would make the playoffs every year. And he missed the playoffs twice, he got fired. Kevin O'Connell has made the playoffs every other year. But at least with Mike Zimmer in year 4, we was playing in the NFC title game. We're not doing that right now. And people can say, oh, but we had Rick or whatever. But Kevin O'Connell is supposed to be the quarterback guy. How many quarterbacks is he going to get?
I like this situation because I think O'Connell does feel like his seat is a little warm. And as a head coach, I think I would do everything possible that I can to get this team over that hump starting this offseason.
So on the question of that quarterback, they're saying that at the beginning of the season, KOC was saying he's not ready, but Cam wasn't buying it. So Cam didn't make the moves to shore it up because he thought, no, this is it. This is what we wanted. This is the rookie deal. I'm paraphrasing in a big way here. But so do you think KOC was actually saying he's not ready? We need to do something else? Or do you think KOC was saying he's ready?
I think Kevin O'Connell and his coaching staff botched the whole offseason. And when it came down to JJ McCarthy actually having real life reps, they knew they were behind the 8 ball. They knew they didn't do enough and they wanted more time. Because think about it, JJ McCarthy got cleared for football activity late November, December, sometime like that. That was their time to ramp up getting him ready for the next season. And if you look at the interviews after, the playoff game in Phoenix or whatever, right, with the Rams, Kevin O'Connell was basically moving on to JJ McCarthy. They didn't do enough in the offseason to get this kid ready. And when it came down to it, he tried to get more time, and Kwesi was like, nah, I need to hold you accountable for the situation. And that's where the rift started.
If your coach is telling you that he's not ready and your contingency plan is Sam Howell, then you effed up too.
But you're the quarterback guy.
Yeah, I'm the quarterback guy, and the quarterback guy is telling you he's not ready.
But you're the quarterback guru.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you're just gonna make him right now. He's gonna need more time in the oven. This is gonna take more time. You're still a good chef, but this is not gonna be a grill. This is gonna be a smoke. We're gonna smoke this thing. We can't just grill this real quick.
Keith, how can you say that when we saw during the season when they quote unquote dumbed down the play calling and McCarthy started playing better? So
I don't buy that. I actually deleted all the stats, but man, they ended up running the ball 4 or 5 times more a game and passing 3 times less, and his average distance per pass was the same.
But the dumb down situation wasn't.
I don't buy the dumb down actually.
The dumb down wasn't the pass run ratio. The dumb down was all the extra stuff within the offense. Double snaps, double moves. It was the multiple motions. That's what got dumbed down. Just beat your man in front of you. Now, what I'm saying is this though, Keith. You had time with McCarthy, right? You had him the whole offseason.
No, he was still rehabbing to start the OTAs.
So what was all this about? JJ McCarthy is going to be ready because he's doing the virtual reality stuff like that, but then kind of find out they wasn't even doing it.
When you don't touch the field, you ain't ready. I've been all offseason.
But the KOC said he was doing that. I think a lot of times we take stuff as fans that someone in the media said as gospel.
So when KOC, basically when Kwesi says, hey, you know what? He needs to play. Kevin O'Connell, at that point, you create a game plan that's going to prop him up. You can't do that. Every other young quarterback is doing that. How come Kevin O'Connell can't do that for his young quarterback?
I think you can do that and expect to win games against bad teams, especially heading into the last 5 weeks of the year. But I don't think you can do that while playing good teams and expecting a win out of them.
But you could have started the season with a dumbed down offense, whatever you want to call it, and then build it up and then build it from there. Every other young quarterback is going through that. How come Kevin O'Connell had to have McCarthy his way for him to be ready?
Well, I mean, it's his offense. Like,
but you're developing a guy though. He's young. You have to change something. He's not going to.
And he realized like this development can't happen real time.
In week 13, week 14, when
he realized that before the season when Sam Darnold was still on the table.
So you want to blame the move on Kwesi because so you wanted to give JJ McCarthy another redshirt year.
I think he already got his another redshirt year. I mean, dude played 10 games this year. Like, there's no developing even happening. It doesn't matter how dumbed down the plays are.
I just think you got to hold the coaching staff accountable for that shit. Straight out. You do. Even when it comes to like Carson Wentz and Sam Howell, even Max Brosman, you got to hold the coaching staff accountable for that. For real.
I hold them all accountable, honestly, because it's supposed to be a collaborative effort. That's the same reason why Rick Spielman and Zimmer got fired, because they wasn't really communicating and then making cohesive decisions together. That's for the betterment of the team. So when the GM and head coach not on the same page, this is when you get rifts and somebody's going to end up getting fired, because I'm pretty sure by the time we noticed that JJ McCarthy wasn't ready, they noticed way ahead of time, but they thought maybe they could speed up the process and then he'd be ready mid-season. But we kind of saw that it was a rush because us signing Carson Wentz a week before the season, that's when we should have noticed we're fucked.
Yeah.
that's exactly.
See, the thing is I'm going to hold somebody else accountable. I'm going to hold the Wolves accountable. I'm sorry, if the Wolves were actually in the building regularly, they might see some of this stuff happening and say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? Why aren't you saying hi to your players in the hallway? You know, not that they're going to get involved with trivial stuff like this, but maybe they might have their finger on the pulse of their organization a little bit better.
Hey, Fish, you're right about that, though, right? You see everybody get upset about and had this whole big conversation about, you know, JJ McCarthy missing time for the birth of his child, right? Then Kwesi taking 2 weeks, right? But the Wilkes ain't never there. They did people the only damn team.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be a little petty. Like, Mark gave that press conference. Ziggy wasn't there. Ziggy's the primary owner, right?
Right.
Oh, Ziggy was sick. Well, this is pretty important, Ziggy. Take some Tylenol, get your ass in front of the camera, and announce the firing of your GM.
I don't think
if you're going to talk shit about your GM missing 2 weeks paternity where he's on call for his, you could be there for the firing of your GM.
I'm just saying we got to keep the blame across the board even. And we mad at McCarthy for missing practice during week 2, and we got upset about Kwesi missing 2 weeks. Then we need to have some Wilf representative be there 100% of the time also. Because
I wouldn't want to say 100% of the time because I don't want it being micromanaged like the Cowboys and Jerry Jones.
I'm not saying they gotta be there. Be there. Like, you shouldn't have to wait to the end of the season to have meetings with your staffers to actually know what's going on. You should already know. Mm-hmm. This is your baby. This is where you making your money at, right? So, like, how come now when you see Sam Darnold go to the Super Bowl, now you want to call everybody up on Zoom meetings and hey, what's going on? Who made this decision? Who made that decision? You shouldn't have been there. Like, all right, cool. I'm not saying you got to sit there and be like yes or no, but at least be a fly on the wall.
So let's try to put a bow on this thing. Any of you guys feel like Kwesi was the scapegoat?
Yes.
I wasn't ready to go there.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he needed to go, but I feel like he's kind of scapegoating.
Yeah. What you got, Cody? I see you moving your head over there, man. What you got, man?
The timing says, yeah, it's definitely like a scapegoat situation, but this was coming, and I think everybody in the fan base knew it was coming. It was funny how people were saying, "Oh, everyone's surprised. It was a surprise firing." Like, we kind of been knowing this because we've been talking a lot of shit on Kwesi heading up, right? And it's like, it's not surprising he got fired. It's surprisingly the timing of his firing. So I would say because of the timing, yeah, it's a little bit of a scapegoat thing.
Yeah.
But you want to keep, you kind of want to keep your head coach that just came off of winning Coach of the Year. So you're picking a guy, let's look at it, right? I mean, the best first round pick that we have is probably with the Kwesi KOC era is Dallas Turner, I would say. If you look at Jordan Addison, he hasn't hit 1,000 yards yet as a wide receiver one or a first round pick, right? None of the 2022 guys panned out. 2024, JJ McCarthy always injured. Dallas Turner is the best one. And then you don't know what you really got in Donovan Jackson heading forward. And you drafted Ty Felt in the 3rd round. So it's like a lot of issues going around with the drafting portion. And you wanted to say, well, we got a quarterback on a rookie deal. Well, the rookie deal doesn't make much sense when you're the 2nd worst team in the league for salary cap issues right now.
Yeah,
so,
but that's
so should KOC have been fired too?
No,
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Well, I don't want to fire him yet right now because I don't want the situation where we found out with Kwesi and KOC heading in the 22 when the only quarterback on the board was Will Levis. Like, I don't want to be in that position again. If you're going to fire KOC, it'll be next year. Just like I said, you should have probably fired Kwesi next year along with KOC. So you bring in a new regime, you go draft your quarterback that you want, that regime wants, and you build off from there.
I would have just fired everybody. As soon Black Monday came on, everybody got fired. Easy to just rebuild because what you're putting yourself in a situation is
Is it though? Is it easy just to rebuild? Because did we rebuild in these past 4 years?
it's not hard. It's not hard.
But we didn't rebuild in the past 4 years. Yet KOC is still one of the winningest coaches in our history. And right now, our roster is 4 years in 4 years older than it was 4 years ago.
What have you won?
He's the winningest coach.
What have we won?
History.
Have we won a playoff game?
No, but look what he's been. The roster that we've had. The roster we had. We got older. D Woods. We got to come in and rebuild.
We got older because the coaches wanted more veteran players on his roster.
No, because we couldn't draft any, so we had to keep signing them.
Like, bro,
we had to go keep signing these guys, and we never had no cap money except for 1 year.
So Keith, it seems like you're afraid to move on from Kevin O'Connell.
I'm not afraid to. I just don't think we need to.
Yeah, we do.
I think his seat needs to get warmed up, but I don't think so.
He needs to get warmed up going into year 5.
Mm-hmm.
No, your seat. So he never had a chance to.
Why would his seat have been warm this year?
This is why I'm saying it's a bad idea to fire KOC at the same time because he never had a time to draft a quarterback. He finally got a draftable quarterback.
He never had time to draft a quarterback. He drafted McCarthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He finally got one. We're not going to fire him after that first year of that quarterback being bad. It's going to at least take another year or two added on with that rookie quarterback. Because I said at the beginning, if JJ McCarthy fails, KOC's out of the building.
But I think that's when you do it because what are you going to do? Like, you're going to let him ruin McCarthy even more because he doesn't want to play up now.
Well, so then you get you're not going to have a quarterback.
That rookie contract is basically nothing now.
Well, it's not nothing. It's nothing right now. We're 2nd worst salary cap in the league.
But the salary cap people can be moved around and restructured to be a little bit better. Like the salary cap isn't that bad.
It's not that bad. It's one of the worst in the NFL. Everybody can move their money around, yes, but we are still the worst in the NFL.
But who wants our players?
It's hard for a brand new coach to come in.
Who wants our players? Wait.
Well, we need players like to play games. We need players. We haven't drafted. We haven't drafted in the.
I gotta say this though, right? You overpaid for Real Fries when you didn't have to. You overpaid for Ryan Kelly when you didn't have to. Because the guy that you got rid of, Garrett Bradbury, is actually playing in the Super Bowl. He never misses a game. Oh, you wanted to change the interior defensive line? You overpaid for those guys. That's not Kwesi. That was Kevin O'Connell after the playoff loss, going on the podium saying he wanted to revamp his whole interior offensive line. And if we want to hold Kwesi accountable, he went and gave Kevin O'Connell what he wanted. Now, if you look at how much Will Fries is getting paid, he's not a top guard in this league. He's not. He's overpaid, but that's what Kevin O'Connell wanted. When he wanted Ryan Kelly, that's what he wanted. So if you want to sit here and talk about the salary cap is bad, blame that on Kevin O'Connell because his coaching staff, his offensive line group, they couldn't develop talent. He keeps calling long plays down the field, which is making all these linemen hold their blocks a whole lot longer. So now you want to go and get the top of the guys that's top of the free agent class and overpay them because you want the offensive line to look better. And what happened? We had the same offensive line woes that we had last year. In the year
Not
before.
really. Not once they were all healthy and together. The last 6 games of the season, the offensive line was actually pretty damn good. When we weren't playing musical chairs on that offensive line, it was actually pretty good. Did Will Fries get overpaid? Yes, he absolutely did.
But okay, so what you're talking about, $48 million over the salary cap, and we're worse in the league. If you don't have Ryan Kelly and Will Fries on this team, you're probably at a good salary cap situation.
Ryan Kelly's like $10 million, bro. That's not a lot of money for a center.
Okay, so what about Will Fries?
Will Fries is a lot of money.
Would you rather have a rookie contract of Ed Ingram?
Yes.
Would you?
I wouldn't have got rid of Ed Ingram. I would have kept him. Like, I don't know why they traded him.
Would you rather have Harrison Phillips' contract over Hargrave and Allen?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So who?
So KOC wanted that. KOC wanted that.
KOC and Flores wanted that. That's what they wanted. That's what you got to understand.
That's what you're assuming. I never heard Flores or KOC talk about those two names before they were on the team. You're assuming that's what they wanted. But the man who makes the decision is the one who gets the credit and gets the blame.
See, D Woods, here's the thing, right? I get what you're saying, but here's the thing. In the free agents, the first wave of free agency last year, yeah, KOC did say we got to do better than, but Cam went after these people. There were many other players that were available to go after. What's the kid's name that came from Philadelphia that's playing in New England right now? Milton or
Makai Becton?
No, the defensive tackle.
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah,
Milton Williams.
Yeah. No, Milton Williams.
So I mean, we could have gone after him, but we had Jonathan Allen in the building.
For what?
But I'm saying we did. What do you think? Jonathan Allen just was going door to door to stadium saying, "Hey, y'all want me?" No, Cam made a phone call and said, "Hey, let me holler at Jonathan Allen," and brought him in. I'm saying that who we picked and who we went after. KOC made a point and said we got to get better. Obviously, Cam's the one that said, "All right, this is what I think is going to make us better." And maybe he had some input, but ultimately, when it comes to people, personnel, that is the job of the general manager's personnel. So that's why I'm like you. I don't want all this collaboration bullshit.
No,
I want somebody that's going to say, "Here it is. Here's your players. Go win us football games," and stand by it.
I just don't like the fact that whenever we talk about a problem or things that need to get fixed for this team, we go back and we look at, Kwesi did this, Kwesi did that, and we never hold Kevin O'Connell accountable for anything he's done with this team. And one of this season is going to be a telltale of who Kevin O'Connell really is.
Yeah, it's just
oh no, we could hold Kevin O'Connell accountable. Hey Kevin, how come on 3rd and 1 you threw the ball like 95% of the times?
Exactly.
You play call. You can nail Kevin O'Connell to the wall and crucify him on his play calling.
Now, Fish. Think about this one though, Fish. Right? We talk about Kevin O'Connell, or Kwesi with the salary cap, right? Let's say Kwesi did make the move for Jordan Mason, a short down back. Kevin O'Connell's not using them, right? Like, we re-signed Josh Oliver to a longer contract, and he's like one of the best blocking tight ends in the game. You're not using them correctly, right? Aaron Jones got a new contract too. You're not using him.
There's the angle.
It's like, if we're gonna call it out, we're gonna call it fair across the board. Kevin O'Connell to that same standard. I don't want to hear all this. Well, Kwesi did this, so you got no. The shit is bad. The shit is bad. That's why we talking right now. We're not in the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because this situation right now is bad. And we're going to see how they're going to fix this team. I don't believe Kevin O'Connell is going to fix this team. I think he's going to patch this situation up, make it look better, prop it up, and we're going to go into the same situation all over again.
And I think the Wilfs know that. That's why they kept him for one more year. Because you're not going to fire him this year and bring in a new head coach. Because that head coach, watching J.J. McCarthy play football, is going to want to draft a new quarterback the year he gets here.
So, Cody, Cody,
You
are
want-
you out? Are you out on McCarthy?
I'm not out on McCarthy. I need to see him play a full season. Kevin O'Connell, I said it before, Kevin O'Connell is going to ride or die with McCarthy. McCarthy will get Kevin O'Connell fired or rehired and extending for the future years. He got his drafted quarterback. When you draft a quarterback, that's it. Your career as a head coach and GM goes as far as that quarterback goes.
Well, looks like the quarterback went a little further than GM. So,
Head coach.
so guys, let's talk about the wait for the GM. Why do you think they're waiting until after the draft? Why not go through the hiring process right now? It's still over 2 months away. I mean, how do you think this is going to affect us trying to get some free agents not having a GM?
I think it's because pretty much, if you remember our last time we hired a GM and coach, that first draft we still talk about to this day was horrendous. And then it was reports that we still had scouts from Rick Spielman era scouting for Kwesi. So like, I guess to avoid all that bullshit heading into the draft, we'll just have Rob Brzezinski fix the cap space, and then KOC and B-Flow basically talk about how they can make the team better. And then by preseason or week 1, that's when our coaches will start, not coaches, but that's when the Wilfs will start targeting a specific GM to help guide this team. But right now, I feel like they trying to avoid what they did last time.
So you're saying the answer for that is, oh God, we don't want to have a repeat of what, 5 years ago, where we hired somebody and put them under the pressure of Skol, Tony, under the pressure. You just want to kind of go in-house, get through this draft, and give somebody a long runway to get ready for next year.
Pretty much. Any GM we hire will probably be getting ready for the next all season. Even though we hired it after the draft, I'm pretty sure we'll be hiring them for next off season.
So what do you think, Shaq? You think we're just not going to really sign anybody?
Dopes. Yeah,
I would love to.
It's a good question. Like, are players going to want to sign here as free agents when there's no GM here? Because they could sign with us, and then we go ahead and get our GM after the draft, and maybe you're not that GM's guy. Like, so now you're losing your job security here. Like, no, actually, we're actually going to get a new coach too, so our offense isn't even going to be the same. We're not going to need you here. Like, are they going to feel secure signing here? Like, that is a concern to me that we don't have the GM for that part of it.
Well, the problem with that, Keith, is we don't have no money to sign free agents, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
We got two cap guys now.
We'll get one or two.
We got two cap guys now, Shaq.
That's the issue. We have two cap guys in office, and I feel like if you're going to add a new GM after the draft, what's that say that GM doesn't want Kevin O'Connell? The GM has Sale next to the Wilfs, right? So I see a lot being two cap guys up there. Is they're going to get 1 year guys at like minimum wage, and that's what's going to fill our roster this year. It's going to be a shit show next year.
I'm actually worried that
I look at it like this, though, man. It's dysfunction, man. They're prepping Brzezinski to take the job, and that's exactly what it is. That's why he brought in a cap guy to take over his role. Like that's all it is. And if you a GM, just like I said earlier, why would you want to come to this team? Like, why? Just ask the question. I don't want to hear, because Kevin O'Connell is here and Justin Jefferson. Like, if you want to come in to be a GM for the Minnesota Vikings, are you going to be able to do your job? Because it's being showed that history has shown that this team has too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, that was one of the main reasons why Ryan Poles didn't want to come here, because he wanted a certain thing to do, and they told him they didn't want to do that. So he went to Chicago. Like, that's what it comes down to. And I'm going to ask y'all this, too. Whenever you ever seen a franchise in the NFL or the NBA fire their GM and keep the coach long term? When has it ever worked out that way? Because just like Cody said, when the new GM comes in, they want their guys. They want their coach. They want their quarterback. And that's why I say, like, if I keep saying it, if you was gonna fire Kwesi, you shouldn't just fire Kevin O'Connell too.
I would have done that if the quarterback class was stronger this year.
Yeah,
I would.
I'd have done it right after the end of the season, or
because even if you lose this year and you become a 5-win team, like the next draft is when the draft is heavy, for quarterbacks.
I know, but then we have to, like what we did with the Kirk Cousins situation. We had to re-sign Kirk Cousins for multiple years, and now we were stuck with Kirk Cousins. I feel like if we had brought in a GM with no quarterback on the draft class, we're going to go out and grab a quarterback, and he's going to sign for 3 years, kind of like maybe a Kyler Murray. And now we're stuck with that quarterback. We're missing out on that 2027.
No, you just play JJ McCarthy this season, and you go get him a backup, and you just play JJ McCarthy this season. And whatever happens this season happens. Like
then trade him next year.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm in for that.
If you have to, like
either Joe Burrow or is JJ McCarthy, in my opinion.
Joe Burrow's not coming here, man.
I know he's not. But that's the only way that I'm moving off of JJ McCarthy is if it's Joe Burrow. Like, I'm not doing it for Kirk Cousins. I'm not doing it for Kyler Murray. I'm not doing it for Tua. I'm not even doing it for Aaron. I'm not doing Aaron Rodgers.
But what I'm saying is this, though, right? Like, if you fire everybody at the end of the season, Black Friday, whatever, right? And to go with Cody said, a new GM is going to come in here and want his guys. You just roll with what the stat quo is at quarterback this season, and you figure out your quarterback next year in the draft or free agency. Because at the end of the day, I don't see us getting any of these top GM names coming to this team. I don't.
Hold on. There it is. Keith, D. Woods keeps asking the rhetorical question. Why would anybody want to come in here? Here's the reason. Because they want an opportunity to prove himself, and we've picked some guys that we think might like the opportunity.
Hey, Fish, that's exactly what I said earlier. The Wilfs do that on purpose. They hire first-time guys in these positions because it feels like they're giving these guys a favor, and they can just say, hey, I'm going to get the opportunity to be a GM. You guys already know. You guys in your professional, lives or whatever. People tell you all the time, hey, just take a supervisor job. At least you can put it on your resume. Like,
but how many GMs get a second GM job? It's not often. There hasn't been many guys that get a second chance, so it's not just taking it to get it on your resume.
But the Wills don't hire experience.
There's not a lot of experienced GMs. Like, you go get an assistant GM,
but the assistant GM has experience,
right? I'm saying you're not going to go find a guy that's been a GM of another team to come be your GM. That doesn't happen often.
You get the assistant GM, you get the player personnel guy, which has experience as a assistant GM role.
Right. I agree with that. But to be fair, like, they've only hired one GM for reals, and that was Kwesi. Rick Spielman was already here. They don't really have a trend yet.
That is a trend.
I heard you say about the coaches. Your coaches one makes sense. But as far as the GM, they've only hired one, and that came from outside. When
the Wills got the team, they had the triangle village of authority.
Right.
They didn't want to have a GM then. But they had to have one because they needed one guy to actually make the moves.
And Rick was a good GM.
Rick was great.
Rick was a good GM. So there's nothing wrong with that. But their next GM, they went outside.
But look how they hired him though. They hired a basically somebody that was completely opposite of what Rick was. Somebody that was green. And look how it played out. Somebody that came from the Browns. Do you think we'd be dealing with this if Ryan Post would take the job? When he was the player personnel guy for the Chiefs?
No.
They didn't want experience. They want to give a guy a favor so they can back him in and put him in a corner and make him do what they wanted to do. That's what it came down to.
They didn't want to rebuild. They didn't want to rebuild.
Because when you're not the football guy, people are going to tell you you're not the football guy. The coaches are going to tell you, hey, we got to do this because it's a football move. It was a bad hire. I'm not tripping on that. But hold the Wilfs accountable for that.
So we do got a list of GMs that we want to if we got a chance to hire that the Wilfs should take a look at. I think you had Cody's guy first.
Why would we even hire this kid, man?
Go ahead, Cody. Present it.
He's not coming from the Browns.
But why? Like, come on.
I want a GM, right, that is coming from a winning organization. Someone who's grew up in a winning organization. The Rams have always been a winning organization. I don't want to pick a GM that was some analytical guy for the Cleveland Browns who have the most losing seasons in the NFL. I just don't want that. Give me a guy that has he grew up in a winning organization.
I hope he brings that let's need fuck them picks mindset to the Vikings, which I've been begging for.
I mean, this is a guy with experience. Oh, you said you want nothing to do with him, D Woods. Why is that?
He's a Rams guy. He's already has ties to Kevin O'Connell. He's only like 32 years old. Now, we're not even sure of what he's actually doing, over there with the Rams, even though he has the assistant GM role. I'm staying away from anybody from the Rams at this point. I'm just especially if Kevin O'Connell is going to be the coach, because they're going to have a hard time holding Kevin O'Connell accountable, because Kevin O'Connell will be the one vouching for this guy to get the job.
I got somebody for you, D Woods. Let me present Ray Agnew, D Woods. Ray Agnew was a defensive lineman. I believe he was defensive player of the year or rookie of the year. He won a Super Bowl, with the Rams in the greatest show on turf. After he was a pastor. He's a pastor. Take that into consideration. He came up as a scout. He became the Rams director of pro personnel. He's been the assistant general manager of the Lions for 4 years. And think about who they've drafted in the 4 years he's been the assistant general manager. Think of all those draft picks that have hit. They got half their damn starting roster off the last 4 years draft picks, and he's been killing it. He's older. He's 58, so he will have control and be a level-headed, I hope. I hope. So he will have an age gap. He ain't going to be best buddies with none of these younger cats that are coaches or whatever. He's going to tell them, here's what we're doing, and you're going to do it.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Because do you want to make the Lions better?
You're taking away their assistant general manager.
But then they're going to get compensatory picks because he's a minority hire. I'm not giving the Lions no more draft picks.
I am not worried about a compensatory pick over guy over the next 4 years. Could draft us 10 to 12 starters.
They can have the compensatory pick.
I'm good on Agnew. I got a guy that nobody's talking about.
We're taking their guy that's helping make those picks, though.
Yeah,
I'm good on Agnew. That's not the guy I want.
All right, maybe we'll get to him. Who's next?
He ain't even on here.
So, it's my guy, Chad Alexander from the Chargers, the assistant GM. So, besides being from the Chargers, he did the 20-year program under Ozzie Newsome. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Ozzie Newsome, not only playing football, but being the GM, helped build that awesome defense for the Ravens and draft all those good players that we're familiar with. Some of the draft picks under Chad Alexander are Mekhi Becton from the Jets. He's part of the Elijah Vera Tucker trade that got us Christian Darrisaw. He drafted Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall all in the same back-to-back drafts. He also drafted the Jets' Will McDonald, who's a good defensive end. Then when he got to the Chargers, he got Joe Alt, Ladd McConkey, Cam Hart, the same draft. Omarion Hampton and the tight end, I can't pronounce his name, that's been going off this year for the Chargers. So he kind of hits in the draft all throughout the draft. And, I feel like he comes from a good prodigy, good coaching people. Not coaching, but good GMs that evaluate talent.
Can we give the Chargers comp picks? Is that okay?
Why are we saying he's hitting? Like it's he's doing this. What if he's not doing that?
That's my thing, Cody. What if he's not?
Well,
but the Ozzie Newsome protege thing, that speaks a lot with me. I just don't see guys of this caliber coming to this team. I don't.
But would you be excited if he did?
He's a person I will be cool with. I wouldn't say excited. I'm only gonna get excited till we get into a Super Bowl. But I'll be cool with that. I see how it plays out, but I don't see a person of his caliber dealing with the Wills or dealing with Kevin O'Connell. I don't.
So the reason I know he's probably has something to do with the drafts is because I believe what was it, Joe Ortiz, who's the current GM of the Chargers. He basically said he's an excellent evaluator who builds relationship with his coaches. So that's the only reason I think he's talented enough.
And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a damn thing about Nolan Teasley, except for I looked up who the hell is running things for the Seahawks, and he is their assistant GM, and he gets a lot of credit for their draft picks. And they are one of the most successful teams when it comes to draft picks. In the last 4 seasons of their 38 draft picks, 31 of those players are still on their team. Right now, we have 14 of 28 draft picks on our team. And they are playing in the Super Bowl with all those draft picks.
Yeah, sure.
They're playing in the Super Bowl, and they're the 5th youngest team in the NFL. And next year, they have the 5th most cap space in the NFL. That's the kind of situation that I want to be in. That's the kind of situation I thought that we were going to be in. But we're not. We got older, and we got more in debt. So whatever they're doing in Seattle, I want some of that over here. Can I guess who you're going to go with?
Yes. Guess who I'm going to go with? Who, me?
Eagles? Yeah, Eagles?
No.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Yeah. I'm taking Adrian Wilson from the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals heard about him.
You said who?
I'm taking Adrian Wilson from the Cardinals. He's a VP of player personnel right now. Basically, the assistant GM. I mean, I'm not going to say that the Cardinals did this and they did that, but you got a former player that's basically went through the ranks as a scout, and he's a name that always comes up, you know, doing GM's interviews and stuff like that. And I think he'll be a perfect hire.
I don't know. I don't like bringing someone from a non-winning organization. I don't
like an organization.
Cardinals ain't a winning organization.
We're not either.
I know, but I want to change that.
We are a regular season winning organization. At least the Cardinals aren't that.
I'm just saying, but that's the thing though. Like when we brought Rick came from Miami. Like Miami wasn't like, so you only want to pick from teams that are winning, then you're not casting the wide net.
I want teams that have a track record of success, though. Like I think what I want. Like
can get the job done.
The Cardinals draft good.
They got some cool picks.
They drafted all right. They drafted Will Johnson.
I mean, after the first round, because like when you're drafted top 10, it's easy to hit those ones.
It's better than what we got now.
I know, but it's like we went from Kwesi, the Browns, then we went from Spielman, the Dolphins, and who's the guy before that?
That's
like
I like.
But Spielman didn't come here as a GM, and Spielman became a GM here.
Yeah. I like Adrian Wilson. I will give Adrian Wilson a chance.
I liked him as a player for real. I did. He was one of my favorite players.
But for the past,
I didn't know he was a GM.
he's the VP of player personnel for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
he's what Ryan Clark wants to be.
Like that's who I look at. That's who I would take. I mean, Keith, you can laugh at it, and people in the chat can say I don't know shit, but hey,
I'm not laughing. I respect your opinion because I'm not going to act like I know all these guys and what.
I don't have a single clue about who you're talking about, so I'm not laughing.
Look him up. Just look him up.
About a former player, the safety. I forgot what team he used to play for.
Play for the Cardinals. Play for the Cardinals and play for the Patriots.
Yeah, he's mostly a Cardinal. It's
not about the Cardinals sucking. It's about, can you bring in somebody that can be an authoritative type figure and can come in and do the job? We don't know if the Cardinals are not allowing him to spend money or do X, Y, and Z. We already know the Wills don't care about spending money. They don't. But it's about, can you bring in somebody in here that can get the job done? That knows football. That's a football guy too.
You're not wrong, D Woods. You're just really, really, really early.
Hey, I call it like I said, man. This is probably why I don't really do a lot of the collabs and shit, because sometimes people are fans, like they be in the comments talking shit, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
They always do.
No one's talking shit. Like they're having a good time.
At the end of the day,
you should see how they talk to us.
Like
most of the people in the comments was wrong about a lot of things, so it don't matter.
I know they are. I'm just like, it's just funny because it's like cats will always say like, oh, you don't know shit until shit like comes into fruition. They be like, oh, my bad. It's like I talked about the whole situation about the long development plays for Kevin O'Connell 2 years ago, and it was Ed Ingram suck. Ed Ingram suck. Like, nah, he don't suck. It's Kevin O'Connell. But then he goes to another team, and now look at him. Oh, Gary Bradbury gets forklift the whole time. He sucks. But now he goes to another team, and now look at him. Like some of y'all are just fans of the team, and you can't look past the purple and gold. Like I do. I look at this shit from a different standpoint. I think about the shit long term.
Look, D Woods, us and the people in the comments, there's only one thing, and one thing we can universally agree on. We drafted a hell of a kicker.
Don't worry about those people in the comments because they.
I ain't worried about them because I mean, I'm gonna say this shit again. Like I got a doctrine when it comes to this shit talking. Like people can talk shit, but I don't back down, and I don't lose either. So you can say that it is what it is, but I want to see you come on here and say your take. You probably say some stupid shit too.
Oh, they would. You need to come on a Skol. You need to come on a Skol and chill.
They're still watching.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. They're engaged.
They gotta make sure they leave a like.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this and you're not subscribed yet, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed to D Woods, go over there and scrolling on the bottom. Go give him a subscribe. And he does know what he's talking about. He puts out good videos.
Everybody in the chat, if you got a problem with what I say, don't subscribe to my channel.
Nah, go over there and become a member.
Nah, you need that.
Yeah.
You don't want just people who agree with you, D Woods. You don't want just people who agree with you. Why would you want that?
Like, I got my own cats. Like I do. Like and I rock with them. So like, don't subscribe to my channel because y'all some fucking idiots. Like, don't subscribe to me. Please don't.
That's our job, though. We gotta educate them.
I can't go off because this ain't my shit. But like, nah, like, don't do that to yourself. Please don't.
We gotta educate them. That's our job. We try to educate them on football because some of them are just.
Skol, Andrew.
So after the Kwesi firing, the next day we went ahead and made some coaching switches, added some guys to the staff. I didn't know much about him, so I had to go do a little research on him. But the first one that intrigued me, Frank Smith. This one's intriguing for a lot of reasons. First of all, it was rumored that they were going after him for the offensive line coach, but he was getting that offer from other teams, so he wanted a little bit more to come over here. So he got the assistant head coach title, which is crazy to me because a lot of us assume with Brian Flores signing here for the money Brian Flores got that there was probably an assistant head coach attached to that. Now, I don't think there's anything that says there can't be two assistant head coaches, but I think KOC already has a hard enough time having one. So I do think it's kind of crazy that we got someone else coming in being assistant head coach. And I think for all purposes, he's going to be, an offensive line coach with the next guy coming up. But he's credited with a solid run scheme. Dolphins, they've had a pretty solid run game the past few years. Maybe that was Mike McDaniels. Maybe that was Frank Smith. We're going to find out. We did promote Keith Carter to our offensive line coach. He was with us last year as our assistant line coach. Now, this one, I wasn't stoked about. I was kind of hoping that we would have gone outside and brought somebody in, since we've had a problem with our offensive line. I don't think that we were fixing it at home, but we'll find out. You guys remember when we first signed him last year?
Yeah, he was the one that had the reputation.
Yeah, I have no problem with him. It's just
his face.
We got to give him a chance, honestly, because he's honestly a new coach, a new offensive line coach. We can't put all the bad things that happened on our offensive line on him because that was with our old offensive line coach who came in with Kevin O'Connell. He just got here, so we got to see what he could do for us.
But what I want you to know is with Keith Carter, successful in run-heavy schemes. Frank Smith, solid run schemes.
I feel like we do this every year.
brought in two.
I'm tired of being optimistic that we're going to run the ball more in the offseason.
We brought in
do this
two
every year.
coaches that are run heavy.
Plays?
What's up?
Who's calling the plays?
Who's calling the plays?
Kevin O'Connell.
I can't be optimistic, Keith. I've done it too many times.
Okay, but
It
he's
don't
also
even
the one.
matter.
He's also the one who hired these guys.
That don't mean nothing. He's still calling the plays. He's not going to change who he is, man. He's not. Like, I'm with Fish. I'm not going to be optimistic until I see it. Until I see this heavy run game, then I'm going to believe it. But as of right
Obviously, I'm just making a point that it seems like it maybe, they are trying to go towards that direction. Now, do I think it's going to happen? I don't know yet. I got to see it. But it is, kind of crazy. You got an assistant head coach who is a run guy, and your offensive lineman is a run guy. Nothing I read about these guys said anything about the passing game that they were a part of.
And he's a former offensive coordinator, right?
Yes.
So what does West do?
Great question.
West
West doesn't do much.
He drinks.
He does, right? That's why the players have drinking problems, because they look at the coaches getting the same shit.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm not too hyped. Y'all don't think it's weird that Brian Flores has signed his contract and they haven't had a press conference about it yet? But it was such a big deal.
They're waiting for after the Super Bowl.
You think so?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed that question. What was that?
I said, y'all don't think it's kind of weird that they made a big deal about retaining Brian Flores, but they haven't had a press conference for him yet?
I don't know if that's just because they just took it as a re-signing.
But then they brought in somebody from the outside to be the assistant head coach to basically take Mike Pitten's role. Like, y'all don't think that's kind of weird? Wouldn't Brian Flores want to come back to be the assistant head coach?
Well, no, I that's actually word for word what I said, that I find it kind of weird that he's the assistant head coach and it's not Brian Flores, but I don't think they did that like behind Brian Flores' back.
No, I'm not saying it's no backdoor stuff, but I'm just saying is like, I would have thought like the way they talked about Brian Flores and retaining him so much that immediately, like when he signed, that it would have been a better PR play to have a press conference for him like the next week, especially after the Mike Pitten situation.
Maybe they felt we already made you the highest paid coordinator. We don't need to give you a press conference. I mean, I don't know. I can't answer that one. I don't know. Like, does the coordinator normally get a press conference after signing?
They made the way they made a big deal about it.
Anyone that thinks the Vikings are going to be a run heavy game are going to be extremely disappointed. Average mix at best. That's what we're hoping for. Maybe you bring in these run guys and you actually get a mixture of the run game. I don't want them to be more run than pass. I'm not trying to win games 9-3. It's like not what I'm trying to do here. But I am trying to run in running situations.
I mean, we could score more points running the ball. You could score touchdowns running the ball.
Assistant head coach sounds like a secretary job. It's more of a status thing, especially on this staff. Like, a lot of people didn't even know Mike Pettin was a part of this coaching staff, and he's been the assistant coach for 4 years.
I did.
Well, no, of course you did. Of course you did. I said a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah, probably chat.
Yeah, because he was a former head coach.
Yep.
They also brought in some people on the defensive side of the ball to help Brian Flores. Now, Ryan Nielsen, he'll come in as a defensive run game coordinator, which I don't even know if we really had one of those last year. Yeah, we had a defensive line coach, but I don't think he had the title of defensive run game coordinator. And that defensive line coach, Marcus Dixon, he ended up going to the Cowboys
mid-season.
No, the guy that went to Cal left mid-season.
Yeah. Wasn't that our defensive line coach?
No, he's a DB coach.
Yeah, he went to Cal.
Didn't he get fired from the Jaguars because they had an awful defense?
He did. He had a very bad season as defensive coordinator with the Jaguars, but he was very successful on the defensive line side of the ball with the Saints, and that's where he'll be here.
I know the Bills had a really good pass defense. I think I think it was number one in the league of pass defense. How was their run defense though? I don't like this hire. I don't think the Bills were a good run defense. I think they had the number one pass defense, and that was the only thing bright spot about that Bills defense.
I like it because Brian Flores probably picked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, like give this guy a press conference or anything like that, but I do think that he was handpicked by Brian Flores. Especially this next guy I am excited about was Gerald Alexander. He was with Brian Flores in Miami and in Pittsburgh. So yeah, Brian Flores, it's definitely brought him in after losing Durante Jones, who was his right-hand man. He went out and brought in his guy. And the way I like to gauge things when I don't know a lot about a player is I like to see what the fans of that team are saying when they lose that player. So I went to go see what the Steelers fans were saying about him. And they were all pretty disappointed that he left. The fans even said that Mike McCarthy wanted to keep him. Not doing nothing for you, D. Woods?
Listen, we got to get some corners first, man. For real.
Yeah, definitely.
We only got 2. So, I mean, like let's be real, man. He got 2 guys he coaching right now. We need 3 more. So
no, he's going to have a first-round cornerback. What are you talking about?
I'm more worried about that than anything.
He's going to have a first-round cornerback to develop. So I'm glad we got somebody that Brian Flores feels confident that can do that. I am excited about that.
I'm not jumping up for that right now.
It's okay. I'm early.
Delaney. Manzor going.
I think we're definitely going cornerback or safety in the first round.
I don't know. It depends on what Kevin O'Connor wants. He might go offense.
Jeremiah
They might have to arm wrestle for it.
Or they might trade down again.
Jeremiah Love.
Might need another wide receiver with the Addison.
You never know.
Makai Lemon.
I think Addison gets 1,000 yards this year, though. I think he's going to live up to that first-round pick.
If he doesn't get suspended again.
Yeah.
You just got to say that every year, Cody, and you're going to be right.
Yep. I'm still right. I know, right?
Don't worry, Cody. He will be when he's a Kansas City Chief.
There we go.
That's why you trading on Fish?
I don't know. If it ain't purple and gold, D, I don't know anything about it.
Caleb Banks is not a Jeffrey Simmons prototype.
What kind of prototype is he, Shaq?
Like, this is how I look at it, Keith. I see you like doing your thing. Like, I don't really like get to like with these couple of hires. Like, the only one that I'm really like kind of like, oh, what's up with this move? That's the guy from the Dolphins. But other than that, like the rest of the guys, is just I just want to see how it pans out, man. Like, because we can sit here and look at what they did certain places, certain situations. It's all going to be what that coordinator wants to do, what B-Flow wants to do, or what Kevin O'Connor wants to do on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm just not finna sit here and be like, oh, yeah, things are going to super change because we got this coaching here. Like, when it comes to that DB coach, we only got 2 DBs. We only got 2. Like,
no matter who the coaches are, we only got 2 DBs.
Yeah, and we need some safeties too. And it's just like, I just think about it like, are we going to try to like run the situation again where we get veteran guys in there, on cheaper deals, and we're not going to draft again, and then we're just going to prop them up, and it'd be like that Shaq Griffin situation we had before, to where guys don't really have to play no man, but when they do play man, they get cooked. Like, is that what it's going to be? Like, I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of questions for me with this team. Like, it just really is, man. And I'm just not finna get too high on some of these hires because I don't see a lot of these guys having this job next year if this team has a bad season.
Well, I mean, that's a fact. But if they do have a good season, they're going to get extensions.
Maybe.
If they do bring in a first-round cornerback like I expect them to do, and that ends up being Rookie of the Year, they're going to get extensions. Like, this thing can be positive. Like, that is an option here. Like, we're not going to only have 2 when the season starts. We're going to have more than 2 cornerbacks. I promise you. I see you're worried about that, but I can promise you we're going to have more than 2 cornerbacks when the season starts.
We only had 3 last year. Only 2 played.
Yeah, we did.
And I thought, and cornerback last year was a need, and the year before that it was a need.
Well, that GM is not here.
Okay, so let's get together then. Let's get back to business. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't say any of those guys is like, oh, damn, Super Bowl, here we come. But I do like that Brian Flores was able to bring in somebody that he's familiar with, that he had on his staff in Miami, and that he was with in Pittsburgh. He obviously knows something about him. The Pittsburgh fans weren't too happy to lose him. Mike McCarthy wanted to retain him. So,
and it all could mean nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have the first overall pick, draft a quarterback, be excited about it, and he could be a bust. Yeah, and it all means nothing. Like, yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot for this team. Too many holes right now. It just means a lot of nothing. I see your comment.
But that's one hole plugged.
Maybe. So somebody asked me a question. Who do I think the Vikings should take in the first round? It all depends on who's available at that time. I think corner should be there. The safeties, I'm not sure how the safeties are going to shake. Defensive tackle, somebody that can stop the run, like that should be there too. And if you really feel like you can get more value by trading down, I think that should be an option also. But I think, if you can get more picks in the top 100, that might be the way to go this draft. That's just how I look at it.
I think we got 5 this year.
Yeah. But if you want to trade down and somebody feels like, hey, they want to grab somebody and you can probably get another second round pick, I say do that. So I think you're going to get more value this draft in the second round. I'm not sure on a lot of like guys in the first, especially since we fell all the way to 18. Like it's a different conversation when we could have had maybe a top 5 pick. We could have picked Jordan Love up or whatever, Talking
about trading down, do we want a guy holding the GM spot for the first time doing that again, Like
I get you, Cody. I get you, but if it happens, it happens, man. I ain't tripping about it. Try to get the value. Coaches got to coach them up. I just think like this draft has the second round is a sweet spot for me. Especially like you picking 18, man. Like all those top.
We ain't had a second round pick in a minute.
Yeah, they've been trading them away. Yeah,
we need to continue to do that shit. Fuck that pick. We need a second. When the last second round pick we had work out?
Is traded up for Caleb Downs off the table?
Not with 5 first top 100 picks today.
Nah, he's too far up. You're not getting him.
All you gotta do is get the 11.
You can probably get the safety from Toledo. Like they're saying he's really good. So
probably get him in the second round.
I don't know. The more they keep talking about him, he might go early. But that's the thing.
That's one of those ones that maybe you drop back 10 spots and get.
Would you take him at 18, or would you would you say would you trade back?
For him, I think I would trade back. I think you can get him at the end of the first round because I do think he's probably an early second rounder. But if you really like him, you can probably get him at the end of the first.
So is it the school or is it the player?
The school.
We never do school. I do player.
I do player, man. I don't care what.
I know you do, but
that's how you miss out on Quinyon Mitchell, right? Robbie, Quinyon Mitchell, SEC.
I think. What did he get? When did he get picked at the end of the first?
Yeah. He should have went top 10.
I think we have enough picks this year to move up for Downs, just because of the top. We have 5 picks in the top 100.
So, do you think Downs like the way Downs plays, like how is he going? How does he fit on this team? Like
basically like a younger Harrison Smith.
I mean, as long as Flores is here, he fits.
Yeah, he fits. I think he definitely fits in Flores' style of defense.
So
be right back, fellas.
So what happens?
He's who we wish Metellus was.
That's exactly what I was going to ask him next. So who's what happens with Metellus? Like where do you put him?
So, man, if Metellus has another season like he had last year, he ain't even going to be here much longer.
I never thought Metellus was that good. I never did.
I think he had the one good year, and kind of he's lived off of that the past 2 years
because Cam was there. And when you saw when Cam left that he can't play nickel and he can't play safety, but he can play the rover position a lot of the times, and that's what a lot of people got infatuated with. And when it was time to actually for him to play safety, he can't play it. He can't. So that's like I would rather take the guy from Toledo because I need somebody that can be that guy over the top. Like
I would take Downs and
he can't play over the top. He can close in on wide receivers down the field. Like he does have that.
But we ain't got to trade. We can pick him at 18. We can pick the Toledo guy at 18.
Shit, we could draft Bishop Fitzgerald in the 4th round to play over the top.
Shit, bring him too, because we need safeties.
I think
we're gonna need 2 because Theo Jackson's not it either.
Yeah,
Jay Ward isn't either.
Well, we don't know about Jay Ward yet. It's still early.
Nah,
we said the same thing about Cam Bynum. He wasn't this all-pro corner safety at this early in his career.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to cut.
But let's give him some competition.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Give competition. I feel like that's what the Vikings don't do. They rather just say, "Here, this job is yours."
I just really want a cornerback. I want a lockdown cornerback, and I hope we can get one. That's who I want at 18, or we have to move up a little bit and get one.
I think there's only one in this draft, and I think it's Manzor.
McCoy could be a lockdown.
I think McCoy missing the season.
Yeah, Delane from LSU.
It's like Siobhan Rebel being that lockdown, and then he didn't end up being anything after his injury. So I'm staying away from the injury, McCoy.
I mean, Siobhan he's in the rookie season last year. Let's see what he does in Dallas next year. You never know.
They had to fire they fired their defensive coach. They had to get rid of Matt Eberflus.
I wanted Siobhan last year, especially like
I did too.
Down 2. I was like, you might as well just go.
Nobody's sleeping on Styles. Nobody's sleeping on Styles.
It's just Styles can't cover a number 1 receiver. That's why we're sleeping on him. We need somebody who can cover number 1 receivers over a linebacker who can cover.
If we don't go cornerback or safety, then yes, Sonny Styles, I'm down. I want no matter what, I want to go defense with that first pick. So I hope Brian Flores wins this new triangle.
Shaq, we fired or Mike Penton retired, so we don't no longer put linebackers on receivers. Remember that.
Sonny Styles might be there at 18, Emiliano.
Yeah, I think Mansour and Delane are the same player.
Emiliano's got 21 players that won't be there at 18.
Yeah. Every single player we said he won't be there at 18. He won't be there at 18.
What y'all do in the second round?
Second round?
I don't have a second round pick for me. I'm traded it.
After drafting Delaney, I'm drafting either Ramsey or the kid from Toledo in the second round at 49.
Yeah, see, I was hoping to get McNeil in the second round. We'll see if he starts popping into the first round. I wanted a cornerback and a safety at the first 2 picks, and like A1 starter cornerback and safety. That's what I want from this draft. And after that, everything's extra. I mean, they got to be good, but that's extra.
Boyd in the comments basically has my draft set up for me.
I'm taking a running back, the second running back from Notre Dame, straight up.
Oh, I like Emmett Johnson from Nebraska in the 3rd.
I mean,
I think we can get a running back in the 3rd.
I think he's that guy, man. He has the explosion.
Price,
yeah. I think Price is that guy, man. He has the explosion. Like he can do it. Just looking at some of his highlights, it's like that's not Love. That's the other guy. And I just really feel like
backup.
Yeah, he looks good, man. Like he looks straight, dude. Like I would take him in the second round, man, and pair him with Jordan Mason as a 1-2 punch. Even though like other guys can you can get the other guy that Keith said you can get them, but I just think Price might be one of them ones, man.
You might be able to get Nicholas Singleton like in the 4th round now.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that guy like you're talking, and then he's broke his foot.
He broke his foot, so I mean he might drop around.
Yes,
he won't be at the combine. I like Coleman too, Emiliano, but
I don't like Coleman.
He's a lot like Jordan Mason. So like if we wanted to get like
Maurice Jones-Drew a lot, the way his body shape is.
I like Coleman a lot. If we didn't have Jordan Mason, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I think we want somebody that could take it from 80 yards.
Jeremiah Love.
Price. I mean, Price. You do that in the second round. Then you can get everything else.
All right, D Woods. Well, we're gonna let you go. Kept you here probably a little longer than you expected.
You tried to cook me a little bit, but man, I can stay in the.
And nobody tried to cook you, man. We cooked together. We did this thing.
I see what it is. You tried to cook me a little bit, It's cool, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
Where did I try to cook you? I didn't try to cook you. We cooked together, I thought, on this thing. I guess we got different opinions.
And that's the problem with the Vikings. Right there.
We cook together.
We can cook together. They can't.
But yeah, let's get out of here, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Last words, D Woods.
All right. If y'all want to look for some other type of content from a Viking content creator, check out Skol State of Mind. But don't come over there with the bullshit, because I'm always with the bullshit. So just don't do that. And Keith, I still want to have that one-on-one with you. If you're ready, don't dodge it. Just calling you out right now. So whenever you want to,
I don't know what I'm getting called out for, but yeah, like
you
called me out. You called me out on this one, and I brought you.
Yeah, just we can be in the same time zone, man. So whenever you got time, me and you can come have a one-on-one conversation. I would like that.
Yeah, it's not on a Saturday.
That's okay. We could do it on Sundays. Don't matter. I mean, Vikings ain't playing right now anyway.
No, they ain't.
They ain't playing this Sunday at all, so that's a good one.
Hell, that'd be a great halftime show. Y'all do that.
Nah, I'm already watching the halftime show, man. I gotta watch my boy Bad Bunny, man. Got to. So, yeah. Don't know how y'all.
You just remind me, I gotta go find a Spanish bar.
You don't need that. All you gotta do is just look at the screen, man. That's it. You don't need the beat. The beat is good. That's it. Cardi B probably gonna come out there, so it's probably gonna be a good show. I'm
exactly. That's why I go find a Spanish bar.
Hey, she's already playing in the game. Like, why wouldn't she not pop out? Like, come on, man. Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to see it. I wish I can do prop bets on that to see who's gonna be the special guest on the halftime show.
Need to get a repeat of Janet Jackson halftime show.
They'll never put Janet on there. Never put Janet on there again, bro. She ain't even performing no more either. She too old now, so
I know.
But we can all remember. No, I ain't even talking about that. When that Black Cat video came out.
So that's it, Keith. Let's get out of here, man.
Can you hear?
He's lost in the sauce.
Yeah, he typing.
Oh, he can't hear us.
Somebody, Bob Sweet said, trash halftime show, man. Hey, it don't matter, man. The halftime shows is great, man. It's cool with me.
I don't even care about the politics if the music's fire.
Hey, if the music's fire, they got some good dancers. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. It's only for 15 minutes anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, man. Who was it last year? That was
Kendrick.
That was Kendrick last year, right? So, hey, man.
Yeah. I was trying to tell Keith to go.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna check it out.
And they also got a Green Day performer too. Shout out to Green Day.
Shout out to Green Day.
All right, D Woods. Thanks for joining us, Keith. I don't know what happened with Keith, but appreciate you. If you ever want me to come on with you, just let me know. I'll come on with you. I'd be more than happy to have that one-on-one. Have a good night, buddy.
Sure.
All right, D Woods.
All right. Let's do our gala horns. Who's ready?
Let
me see.
You guys not ready?
No.
Okay.
I'm never ready.
I guess I'll do mine. I've been holding on to this one. The Minnesota Vikings are for sale. And that's the only justifiable reason why we have not named a general manager. to give the next owners an opportunity to install their person.
That's pretty hot. I'll say Gallahorn. The only reason Kevin O'Connell was not fired this year was because of that quarterback class that's coming out this year. I think they're waiting till next year and writing out how well J.J. McCarthy does going into next year.
Okay. My Gallahorn is the real reason Kwesi probably got fired is because he had no real role with the Minnesota Vikings at this point. So they see no reason to have him on staff, and they run to just roll with Rob Brzezinski, a GM who can handle the cap space, while our head coach controls the draft or tells Rob Brzezinski or what he wants on the team. So that's probably why Kwesi got fired.
Keith, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, now I can.
So, Keith, I know I know I told you I was holding on to this hot take and I was excited to give it, and I gave it. So here I'm gonna give it to you, Keith. This is just for you.
All right.
The Minnesota Vikings are for sale, and that's the only justifiable reason why they're holding off on a general manager, because they want to give the new owners a chance to install their guy.
Oh, wow. I can't argue that. I cannot argue that, Fish. Oh, that makes all the sense in the world, to be honest. It makes more sense than anything else that we've said of why they have not hired a GM yet. Because, like you said, Ziggy wasn't there for the firing, the press conference. To be honest, Ziggy hasn't been there like in 2 years talking. And I think Shaq was the one who said that he thinks that Ziggy's been sick. I mean, the man's getting older. The man's getting older. They've been doing this for over 20 years. I don't know, man, Fish. Like, that's a very hot take, but it is something I could actually see.
Yeah, that's right. Stadium's paid off.
We're all like putting the dots together now. Fish is like, I've been here.
I've been here on this one since like Tuesday. That's why I was like, is it Thursday night yet? I can't wait to say this.
So, do we have enough money in the budget to buy the Vikings?
So, if y'all want to just drop some
You can't even get a ticket to a game right now.
Send some donations to the Cash App at Let's Go.
Can we get a GoFundMe going? So Let's Go can buy the Vikings.
Yep.
Hey, anything? Seahawks.
Every subscriber that's been a subscriber for at least a year will be part owner. Will have a say in the ownership.
If you want to see a Super Bowl, get us to own the Vikings.
That's a good one.
What do y'all think of the comments of that take? I've been sitting on that one for a couple of days. Lay it on me. Am I stupid?
What did Cody say?
Said it was just hot. The thing is, if we find a GM after the draft, it kind of washes. So, I mean, it is a hot take, and anything can happen in the NFL if ownership-wise. I mean, right now we're looking at the Seahawks trying to sell their team, and they're in the Super Bowl, right? And they've had past successes that ownership have won Super Bowls. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty hot take, and it might be correct. Right? Because again, anything can happen. You can be a Super Bowl winning owner, multiple Super Bowl winning owner, and then up and sell. So yeah, it could happen.
That's a good one, Fish. I might have to clip that one. Did anybody else have a Gallahorn? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, my Gallahorn was basically pretty much the reason why Kwesi probably got fired is because his role with the Vikings diminished, and the Wilfs didn't see a reason to keep him on staff, so they could just have Rob Brzezinski handle the cap space and have KOC and B-Flow handle the players and tell Rob Brzezinski the players they want on the team. So if you do that, what's the real job for Kwesi?
So do you think that Rob's gonna end up our GM this year?
At this point, I mean, it's kind of hard because what's the real job for a GM? Right? There's multiple things they could do, but they don't have to do
Roster
all
construction.
the things. Yeah. But all he really has to do is listen to his coaches and get the players that they want and handle the cap space. He's not really diving deep into, the scouting part. All you gotta do is listen to his scouts, which we have hired already, and then his coaches. The pieces are already in play. He just got to handle the money.
And at first, I thought like when they said they're not going to hire one until after the draft, I was like, okay, they could say that. That doesn't mean that's what they're going to do. Like they might be waiting until after the Super Bowl because they want to get my guy from Seattle, so they're kind of just marinating on it. But now they bring in another cap guy. Like, oh, that's just to help out Rob while he's doing all this other stuff. What's he doing except listening to KOC and Brian Flores? So that's kind of where you brought in a cap guy for the cap guy. And I think his name is Matt Thomas. From everything I read about him, he is just another Brzezinski. He is considered a cap wizard. He's been doing it for a long time over there in Seattle. So it's kind of like, man, he's just sliding into Rob's spot, and Brzezinski's with the GM. And people are like, oh no, it's just a temporary hire. Like there's no interns for this stuff.
I think Rob B is going to be the GM, and I don't think he's not going to be officially titled till I want to say quarter of the way into this season, because I think the Wilfs want to see how he's going to navigate this cap situation and what his return on those picks are going to look like quarter of the way through the season. And if they hit, yeah, you can sign him as your GM. You can give him that title now. If they don't hit, you're still on the same page, looking fresh start after 2026, looking for a GM that you want.
That'd be the worst case scenario. I'm not down for that. Hey, I agree. I mean, this is sink or swim for KOC. He's going to get everything he asked for. We assume, again, like I said this earlier, we assume that, KOC and Flores are going to have the power and be able to do what they want to do because that's what seems to make the most sense with the way things are structured right now. It might not be that way, but it really seems like the way they're doing it is to set it up so no one's in their way. And it's like, you don't make this work, you're gone too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with okay, you think you can do a better job? Prove it or you're gone too. I'm okay with that.
And there's guys in the comment section asking who's going to be the Vikings quarterback. The quarterback is going to be whoever KOC feels is the safest that will keep him his job.
That is one thing I'm actually kind of worried about in this case, that KOC is going to be more coaching for his job and not what's best for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think what's best for the long term of the team is developing JJ McCarthy and running with that, but he might not have the time to develop JJ McCarthy. He needs to win this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be making decisions of what's best for the Vikings in 2026, not what's better for the Vikings as a whole. Like, how do we rebuild this thing and actually get this roster younger like we were supposed to do in the beginning? That does concern me a little bit.
I'm starting to feel, based on that thread, like the Rodgers lane might be opening more up instead of Kirk. Like, I was dead set on it being Kirk Cousins, but now it's like we got to save a job here, right? Who's better to save a job than a 42-year-old quarterback?
I don't want it, man. Like, and I was saying this last offseason, I don't want it. Then at the end of the season, it's like, it might not have been so bad. So I don't know, man. But again, like, I don't think that we're going to a Super Bowl if they were to bring in Aaron Rodgers. Could we win a playoff game? Maybe. And is that all KOC needs? Is a playoff win?
I think it would go a long way.
2026 is make or break. Don't be surprised if we trade the farm for Burrow and set ourselves up for a Super Bowl in 2026 and then be a dumpster fire the next 4 years. I'm okay with that. But I don't know where all this Burrow talk is coming, though. They're not even allowed to trade right now. Like, they're not even allowed to talk about it. Like, I don't know. Are they on like somewhere on Reddit under fake names, like, doing talks? Like, I don't think the Bengals are trading Joe Burrow. You guys look tired. All right. Let's go ahead and do some purple prophecies and get out of here. Who's ready? Go ahead, Shaq. Oh, can I guess it?
Yeah. You're probably gonna be wrong, but you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So my purple prophecy is, I don't know if it's really hot or not, but JJ McCarthy would be our week 1 starter next year.
Okay. No, I would have been wrong.
Is that hot enough? is that considered hot enough where we at right now?
Hey, George, what's the score? I haven't even turned the game on. I forgot they're even playing, to be honest, but they're playing tonight, so. Yeah, no, it's hot. That's probably one that I would have made later on, so you took that one. What do you got, Fish?
We are going to stay put at pick 18 in this draft, and we are going to draft Love.
Woo! I love it.
Are you just trying to get on Shaq's good side? Are you just trying to get on Shaq's good side here?
He's going to fall to us, and we are going to draft him at 18.
That's honestly all JJ McCarthy needs.
I told you, those games, they're fun in person. Hockey's different in person. Like, if you don't enjoy it on TV, go watch it in person.
Yeah, my dad took me to my first 2 hockey games. It was good.
What you got, Cody?
I want a quick hitter. Like, I want something that's going to happen this Sunday.
Oh, you're going to take mine.
I think Seattle is going to roll the New England Patriots, and I think it's going to be because of Sam Darnold. My purple prophecy will be Sam Darnold will be this year's Super Bowl MVP.
Boom. I thought that was going to be Shaq's.
That was mine last week.
Nope.
You said he's going to be Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah. I said that last week.
Cody, you got to add on to that.
Yeah, Seattle will roll the New England Patriots.
Well, you can't be MVP without it.
Yeah.
Fine, you can both have it. I forgot we got to do our score predictions too. That's very critical. So let me give my take, and then we'll do our score predictions before I get you guys out of here. Sorry, Mike Fish. An ex-Viking will either score a touchdown, record a sack, or record a turnover in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think maybe a Diggs touchdown or a Tonga sack.
Yeah.
But the next Viking's going to do something in this damn Super Bowl. Let me get this up.
So it can't. It's score. So it's excluded Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, no Sam Darnold on that one.
Anytime touchdown.
Yeah. Sam Darnold's not involved. I meant to say that, but thank you for calling me out on it. All right, so let's go ahead and make the Super Bowl predictions. So right now for the playoffs, I'm at 10-2. Shaq is 9-3. Cody's 8-4. Fish is 7-5. So everyone's still alive. Fish is going to have to actually pick the winner and get the score right to get the 5-point bonus. Because
About to do it right now.
All right, Fish, go ahead and give it to us.
24-17, New England.
No. Let me write this down now so I don't forget. New England 24-17. All right. Go ahead, Cody.
I got Seattle rolling New England 34-10 in the Super Bowl.
Shaq.
I have it being 24-14 Seattle.
A little closer. See, Cody, I'm with you. Like, I think they're gonna roll them. Like, I think it's gonna be ugly, but for some reason that just doesn't happen that often in the Super Bowl. Maybe it's because like the two best teams playing each other. I don't know.
It happened last year.
Happened last year.
I said it doesn't happen often. Not that it never happens. I mean, it happened with Seattle and the Broncos. Like it does happen. I'm gonna go Seattle 30-16.
Yeah.
Here it is, baby. If New England wins, don't call it a comeback.
Well, you need New England to win and the score, Fish.
I know.
But you will get out of last place if they win. 24-17, that's a pretty good one. I mean, I'm just rooting for my squares at this point. I just want to win.
Same.
Try to win a couple $100, and then Sam Darnold can go ahead and be MVP. I won't care.
And get the
I'm mad they won't let me parlay Sam Darnold win an MVP. Like this shit's rigged.
Well, on Underdog?
On FanDuel.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't. You got to parlay it with only parlays will go with stats on stats, not awards. Yeah,
it's some bullshit. I'm trying to get an 18-leg parlay from the Seahawks. I gotta quit this job, man.
Put $1 on it.
One I'm doing is 17 points would be off a turnover or return. And the offensive only score. So, okay, you got them at 17. Okay, I see. Man, if the NFL is script, then you should probably go bet on New England. Because everybody's heavy on, not everybody, not Michael Fish, but most people are heavy on Seattle in this one. For good reason, man. It's going to be basically a home game for them.
Mm-hmm. I just think Seattle's defense is too much for Drake May.
I thought it was funny that they had to take down the Brock Purdy poster to put up the Sam Darnold poster on the 49er stadium.
That was gold, yeah.
They should.
No one says anything about San Francisco. Sam Darnold, they let Sam Darnold walk. No one says anything about that.
I did. They really had him backing up Brock Purdy.
All right. Final word, Shaq.
Final words. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of the Let's Go podcast. I'd like to thank D Woods for joining us tonight. Make sure you guys go follow him and like all his stuff and tune into his YouTube channel.
Give him hell.
You could also, send donations to the Cash App on Let's Go, $ Let's Go, or you can send donations on YouTube by clicking the $. You don't have to, but we greatly appreciate it. And the Fall Off from J. Cole just dropped tonight. Make sure you go listen to it.
It's fire.
I need to check that out. What you got, Fish?
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, thank you, D Woods, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. People who followed him over here, appreciate you. Thanks for all the great comments. It was very lively. Just take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week. 20 more years. Let's go.
Cody.
Hey, weekend's coming up. Super Bowl Sunday. I know y'all gonna be out there pounding them grandpa's cough syrups. Just make sure that y'all doing it safe. You have a plan to get from point A to point B. Other than that, let's go.
All right, that's our show. And yeah, thank you, D Woods, for joining us. Thank everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. You guys make Thursday nights fun. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, after work and everything, it's like, dang, it's hard to go get on here and do this. But you guys, make this so much fun. So I really appreciate you guys being here. And we'll see you guys next week when we do it again. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go! For Viking fans, Minnesota Vikings.